And also then afterwards we can talk a little bit.
Hi, people.
We're live.
Oh my god.
I made it happen quick.
What's that?
Transferring to live.
Woo!
Hello.
Excellent. Because it's a really exciting one. This is the denouement. This is it. This is the final chapter.
Matt responded in chat.
Yeah, that's why I said, oh my god.
How do you do that, man?
I don't know, it's magic!
It is magic.
The internet is a strange
Fucking
place.
paladins don't get shit for spells, but you know what?
Yes.
I can make my name appear in chat.
I know. Like, I always knew you were a bot.
Yeah.
Now I have all the proof in the world.
So is that
I'm a mod.
Yeah,
you're
I
a-
modded you.
you're
No,
that?
that's power.
Yeah.
We made a
Sword
bot
comes
mod?
responsibility, though. So.
That's pretty cool.
Bots are people too, guys.
Bots are people.
Decidedly not.
We had so many flesh Matt Allens, we had to begin with digital Matt Allen.
These are a lot of math. So hey, just to get a couple of one bookkeeping note out of the way. So you've gone through the portal. I can't remember when you had a short rest last. I know that Idol, you saw the creepy little cobra that got up onto its
Right,
little
and that was at night. That was a long rest, I think.
Yes, that was a long rest,
And then I think we had the fight on the tower, and I
Yes.
don't think we've rested
Not
since
rested.
then.
Nope.
okay. So when you punch through to the other side, to the plateau that has been shifted to some elsewhere, you're 150 feet up in the air. And I will read the description, but know that afterwards you can take a short rest. So, which is basically a 20-minute breather, right? Like up on the platform before descending into Lord knows what. So then, you stand on the other side of the portal tower, on a platform 150 feet in the air. Above and behind you spans the portal itself, some 100 feet in diameter, but you just came through when you walked through. It's quite large. The sun overhead barely registers, eclipsed to the slimmest crescent, hanging frozen in the dark sky above. It's basically like an eclipse at that moment of just like the penumbra of it, just the barest crescent of it. So it's basically
Did you
like...
plan on us last week getting through this thing so you could have the
I did.
penumbra?
I did.
He described
but
it.
that-
I did. The penultimate penumbra was last week. Now here we are
This
at
is
the
the
ultimate
ultimate
numbra. This is the final numbra in the series. Is this one right here. This is number 16.
Umbra.
Now then, where was I?
Oh my god.
The stars shine dimly above. The landscape itself is in perpetual twilight. The structures on the plateau that you see before you are not as massive as those in Dryport, but are no less impressive for the palpable sense of power that is emanating from them. The size of the plateau itself is hard to gauge, but easily several miles across. So much so that the other side is dimly perceptible to you. Like you can see it off, but it's almost imperceptible. Short, square towers jut up from the plateau, each connected to a circular platform covered in ornate sigils. So you see like a tower juts up, and then it has a connector point, and then there's some kind of a circular platform filled with sigils. The southern platform's connected tower is crumbled. They surround a massive platinum dome. Yes, there will be a map. A massive platinum dome 200 feet high in the center of the plateau, which itself is connected to at least 3 circular buildings by straight, dimly glowing latticeworks of filament.
This is basically
and compass points.
JFK.
Yeah, kind of. Actually, it is a little bit like JFK. That's what the series built before, not LaGuardia.
The airport, not the
I
president.
swear whoever goes there.
We're going to be like the president soon.
Yeah, very soon now. The giant dome has a series of spectral rings
too
spanning
soon?
out from
Really?
right too soon. One after the other, constantly in motion. Atop that central dome, and this is salient, the spectral rings disappear that were on it as a large flying serpent alights upon the top to stand on 2 clawed hind legs.
Is it a dragon?
Is it?
It's just a large serpent that's
Actually,
flying.
it's a serpentine thing with 2 large hind legs in the back. It's not
and wings.
It's not a dragon.
It doesn't have wings?
It has wings. It's
So
not
it's
a
a big
dragon.
serpent.
Oh,
with
it's
big,
It looks like
got
this.
no arms.
It looks like this.
Maybe
It looks like a
it is.
snake version of this.
maybe its arms are small, like a T-Rex.
It looks like a snake
And we just
version
can't
of
see him from here.
That's true.
I think it's a flying T-Rex.
I like his
Well,
theory.
if it were a wyvern, I'd want to know what vern.
How
Or a
man.
hoovern.
I picked it up.
Werevern.
Where? Yeah,
Right.
werevern.
Perfect.
Wereverns. Thank you now for the costume. Here we go. Here's the exciting part. A large figure
Shit, I thought we already did that.
with the head of a cobra, a humanoid torso, and 2 arms, and the lower body of a gigantic snake slides up from somewhere below to address the surrounding crowds beneath the hangar with hissing words filled with hateful energy. And above, a leviathan of serpentine shape slithers across the sky, blotting out the dim starlight wherever it
What the
passes.
Jesus is this snake hellplane?
Its imponderable bulk seeming to weave in and out of existence. It is barely perceptible to your eyes, but waves of pure evil wash over you as it passes. Navigator, we are no longer in the prime-material plane, Pilot Idol.
Oh,
I am unsure of our exact location. I believe we are in a planar anomaly, a bubble, sealed away from the normal cosm. There are several ambulatory life forms moving about the plateau in groups.
Yep.
And there is something in the sky, Pilot.
Yep.
Something vast and terrible. We should avoid that at all costs. I can tell you more, but I need to access a spindle node to read the memories of this place. There
Well-
are several, and one nearby. I can use it to locate ships and discern a safe path for us, perhaps.
Okay, can you give me a little more detail about what to look for exactly?
It, and also in your mind's eye, you see down below there is one of those buildings that is connected to a platform just beneath you. And in fact, I'll do this. You can't see this entire structure, and Lord knows that is a glorious map.
What type of MS Paint craziness did you do?
It's this little thing I've got. It's an app called Sketch Club,
Yeah?
and it's just for feeble artists like me to do barely feeble things like this. So you are here,
Uh-huh.
and this is the tower, and you see another one, and you can't quite see this one, but I'm just going to let you have this one. There's that one too, right?
Okay.
These are other portal towers at the cardinal points of a compass. So this is a spindle node, that is a spindle node, and that is a spindle node, is what Navigator claims. And these odd little, this is kind of matches what the Syrian architecture was, those sweeping sort of things that you see on their doors and in their different portals and whatnot. This is connected by some odd glowing lattice work out to what just looks like a raised platform, a circular pad of some kind that is about 80 feet in diameter, so it's fairly large.
And these are raised off the ground.
Yes, they're raised off the ground, but not a lot.
And is I'm trying to get a sense of the scale.
Yes.
Is the lattice
That was
work
fair.
Is the lattice work wide enough that we could use it as a bridge?
To go from here, this is embedded in the ground. So all of this actually, this towers themselves, maybe like 30 feet tall. This is actually in the ground itself.
Like
and
it's
this
a
is just a
trench?
few feet, yeah. And this is just a few feet off the ground. So it's like little bits of energy circulate back and forth to all of these.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
then there's more lattice work of green energy that circulate. These are buildings. All of these red things are those ambulatory life forms that Navigator was talking about. And it's hard to see them with the naked eye, but for instance, with your spyglass, or just like you look down, you can see that they're sort of they're totally serpentine in form. Some a little bit more human than others, but yes, as you can see, there's tons of them. And in fact, it seems like it would be suicide just to rush the facility.
All right, let's
so
do it.
Can I reverse my question?
Yeah.
If they're embedded in the ground,
Yes.
are they deep enough and wide enough to go in like a trench? Like,
Oh, you mean like shimmy?
could we like go into them and like crawl across
Yeah.
and not be seen, or
Yeah.
are they not that big?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
You could definitely get a hide check, and actually I'd give you +2 to it just because it's a form of cover in
Sure.
a way, it breaks sightline. But to be clear, you're 150 feet up in the air now. This building that's just down at the base is the spindle node that Navigator was asking to access. These platforms are these like sigil covered, slightly raised platforms, and then yes, these trenches are buried. And then of course, these each are the 150 feet tall portal towers, one of which you came in on. And this is the 200-foot tall dome where that winged serpent creature just came in and was like, "Rah!"
Right.
and then landed, and then that other creature that looks like this began addressing the crowds gathered below.
Yep. So how is the spindle tower that's closest to us, is it like right adjacent to where we are, just farther down?
Yeah, 150 feet
I'm
down
just
on the
gonna
ground.
jump down and
Yes.
cast Featherfall.
Oh, that okay. You jumped down. Are you gonna? Which side are you gonna jump on? This, to be clear, if you jumped over here, these are all bushes. It is actually as you see it.
I just
That would break sight line, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of sight from all the snakes.
Yes. As you float down, speaking of which, you do see on the ground all kinds of places around this plateau. There are actually like slithering, hopefully normal serpents. This is a serpent.
Why
Plateau.
are we staying
it's-
here?
this
Why
is-
don't we go back out and just go across the plateau in normal world?
This is my home now.
Surely there's easier ways to make a living, right?
Well, Idol's down there now.
Yes, and as you float, you also, the rest of you hear Amok Sul actually like had wandered back behind this little town. He goes, as I suspected, there is a lift of some kind which will gently take us to the ground. Descend if you want.
Not as fun.
Not sure. Idol calls up.
Not as cool.
That was cool. Yes, if anybody would like to join Amok, he's actually going to get onto the little lift platform and do some Syrian doodads, and then he claims he can descend.
I'm up for doodadding.
This all seems a little batshit.
Yeah, or you can spend a little more time up here and do some reconnoitering. But meanwhile, Idol is gently wafting to the ground.
How gently are you wafting?
I think I still.
You've-
let me
is
check.
it you
It's
fall at normal
it's fairly
speed and-
fast.
He's falling normal speed until
It's still
the last
60
5
feet per round, so it's still 10 feet per second.
Okay, so you're already too far away for me to shout to you without giving away our position.
Maybe.
All right.
You can look at her real hard to see if she looks up
No, she's committed. Yeah, I'll follow Amok.
All right. He seems delighted that you are, in fact, doing that. Speaking of which, how horrifying would a featherfall spell be if you fell at natural speed into like the last 6 feet or so, and then you went right? You're like,
It's
It would
like
just
a
be
Mission
like a
Impossible.
bungee,
Yeah.
like the bungee cord over the bridge.
It's totally like that wasn't bad. All right, you climb on the portal. Amok like is able to. He goes, "Watch this, my friends," and then sure enough, silently, you
Trap door
just
opens.
descend quickly. I'm just gonna say Idol still beats you to the ground because that is
yeah.
cooler.
Does
So-
Idol land in snakes?
Normal snakes.
They're normal snakes,
Which
but
is
actually,
fine.
like a lot of these serpents, although
No.
they seem maybe a little bit more aggressive, when you land, they scurry away as normal serpents.
They're gonna go talk to their snake friends. This is all a really bad idea. This whole thing is a really bad idea.
Snakes don't talk to Flash.
They will talk to their snake friends. That dude was up on the fucking dome. He was a snake. He was talking.
He had
that
legs.
giant thing flying. Snakes don't fly.
Are legs
Look,
a
but-
requirement for speech?
Yeah, legs are a requirement.
Maybe not. That's a good question.
It's almost painted black.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It does seem like an awfully sneaky place with a lot of sneaky snakies, but what can you do? Here you are. You want a ship? You want an airship? Gotta go through the snakes. Even Amok is like, snakes? Why did it have to be snakes? Wait, I love snakes. And spiders I hate. Come on, let's go. All right. We are in a mode of subterfuge. My friend, I am so sorry. Perhaps I will put on my sneaking slippers.
That's good.
You see him bend down and start rummaging through his pack.
Oh my god.
I
Rummaging
am so
noisily.
interested in what's it, like. I want to see some of these sneaky slips.
Oh yes, he does in fact procure a pair of really nice velveteen, slightly pointed, curled up toes, sneaking slippers. No magic required.
Those are not gonna save him from a snake bite to the ankles.
But they will never hear me, will they, my friend? So I sneak like so.
You know that snakes don't actually have ears?
Yeah.
They just hear rumbling and vibrations through their jawbone on the ground.
He looks down, kind of disappointed at his slippers.
Idol, you seem to know a lot about snakes.
Right.
I love snakes.
All right.
Would you like to disclose? So there you are outside of the structure. You're basically at the base right there. There is a door, and it does appear to be metallic. It seems flush with the outside of the building.
Just have the navigator open.
Did you know that some snakes can see the heat of your body? They don't need to be able to see you. They can find you in total darkness.
So why are we sneaking around?
Yeah,
I was
so,
gonna say, I know facts. You just can't be. Yes, I know facts.
so yeah,
I feel like those are more Tracy facts.
Idol,
Blending
Tracy,
reality.
potato, tomato.
while snake class is going on over here, Diedrich is going to charge towards that trench and
Herpetology.
throw down
Herpetology.
into.
Herpetology.
I want to plant myself in the trench basically.
You'll look like a
right
snake.
here.
Great.
Yeah, so that I can keep an eye on what's going around from
Sorry,
sort of.
it's this, and I know it's only because this is the prime portal, but you're still here. That's fine. You all are here, and you want to be in this one.
Yeah, just to be keeping guard from a hidden position.
Absolutely. And just so you know, the reason for that is because there is, in that 80-foot wide platform that you see over there, or actually pedestal, much shorter than a platform, you see there's a bunch of these serpentine creatures that are actually seem to be gathered around. Some of them actually seem to maybe even be cooking. Like, they don't seem to be on high alert, is what it looks like. Like, none of them do. So you bunker down.
Why would they be on high? This is like snake vacation.
Sneakacious.
This is idle snakeation.
Staycation holiday. Woo.
So,
Staycation holiday.
to Flash, we realize that you don't seem excited about snake people. Do you not want to be the first to talk to them? But you are one of
I
our...
am certainly not going to talk to the snake people.
Okay, well then Diedrich is the most snake-like person here, so just...
Yeah,
I don't
you're
think-
not the one to.
I don't think we should be talking to anyone.
I don't
Or
think
is
we
that
should.
like a racist?
I don't even think we should be
Assume.
here.
Scalist.
I don't think we should
All
talk to the snake people.
serpentines are
I
not
actually
alike.
agree with Jaflash that we should probably not talk to these snake people. And we should probably try to get to where we want to go, unseen, undetected.
I don't know, I think that they might like to hear your cool snake facts.
They probably already know my cool snake facts.
Here's
Can you
another
turn
one.
into a
We'll
snake?
kill you.
You should just turn into a snake.
I
You
could do
could turn
that.
into a
I
snake.
could do that. I've certainly seen enough of a variety of snakes.
That's
That's a great idea.
So Diedrich is down in the trench, but Jared is curious if any of the rest of you are going to open that door that Mark was describing.
The navigator's going to do it for us.
Alright.
actually, not quite sure. However, it does point out who has the Syrian bracelet of access.
It does.
Master Frank, would you be so kind as to come closer to the door, please?
Yep.
It actually opens up, and you feel a little tingle up and down the forearm as it does so. Inside actually is a circular domed room. It's square, but it ends like in a circular structure. You see concentric rings of intricate sigils, like one after the other, all the way up, like spinning in counterclockwise directions from each other. So opposite directions, basically, right? Counterclockwise, clockwise, just spinning. It looks like a whole bunch of information. Maybe a ticker tape. The Syrian stock market really crashed after all this. In the center, you actually see a pedestal. No, that's not the right word. Jeez, I have it right here. It's a dais? No, it is a pedestal. A raised pedestal sits in the center with several differently shaped indentations across its surface. There's an indentation that is actually spherical in nature, and that is the one that Navigator is like.
Well.
So, we're in. All right. You see it actually different colors glowing on the surface of Navigator. In the same way that when you were interfacing with the Syrian Walkman back in the day, you can just feel a large, palpable amount of data or information, lore, whatever, just surging through it, and then finally it kind of hovers away. I don't know if you noticed this before, or even if this was the case, but it actually hovers away, and it says, "Pilot Idol, I can fly now. Not far from you, but I can fly a little bit."
I thought. Okay.
What's weird, I don't know that it ever...
I thought
Oh, it
it
did,
was
because it
before.
shot up in
Yeah.
the tower. That was and that was actually a soul. Now it's like, I can fly all the time.
Sweet.
I've discovered something cool. And I
looking
have some
around.
information.
I'm scanning this area for I've got the bracelet, I've got my crown.
Mhm.
I'm slowly becoming more Siren than half orc.
Gosh, it's really
So
true, isn't
I'm looking for any other bits and pieces that I can scavenge and attach to my body for increased connection to the old world.
to the old world. There's not a lot of loose stuff here. However, one thing that Navigator says to the entire party is that first off, it does in fact produce a map. So now you know that's where it is. And it actually even can show you the ambulatory people a little bit. It actually has that thing. It also says that these platforms here are actually summoning platforms. They're actually a different kind of gateway that can move things to and from other planes. So it could, for instance, take the people that are actually on this one, the creatures that are on this one, and teleport them away, for instance. Another thing it could do is it could try to grab something randomly from another plane and summon it onto any of these
We should
platforms.
just do
This one is
that
actually
so we get
offline.
Giant beasts.
It can't do a pinpoint thing, but it absolutely be like I could, for instance,
Just keep doing it.
summon creatures.
Yeah, I just like
Uh,
I just keep.
Oh, like
I
a
don't know
giant
why
puppy.
she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die.
They wanted a Yontai. So yes, it's basically it accessed the weave, and it talks a little bit about this place. This used to be the garrison of Orthandia, which was actually one of the preeminent air fleets of the Syrian Empire in its day, before the Cataclysm started. And now, actually, it was somehow caught when whatever happened to the Syrians happened. This Cataclysm that took place, it got caught in this bubble that Navigator projects is somewhere between the Shadowfell and the Far Realm. And the way that the Far Realm is kind of all around and in between. And it can tell you a little bit. The Far Realm's a terrible place.
Well, the Shadowfell is also apparently a terrible place. Didn't like that.
Right. So it's a cross between the Shadowfell and the Far
So
Realm.
that's great.
Right. And the thing in the sky is some kind of an entity that the garrison, once trapped here, actually made a pact with. And it seems to feed off of their suffering because they cannot escape from this place. In fact, Navigator postulates that this is an avatar, some aspect of Dandranel, the enslaver.
Wow. Okay.
Although, right, it's just undulating huge across the sky.
I don't think we should fight it.
No. Nope. Sounds rough.
It sounds like we can help it, right?
Help it how?
Escape.
Right, escape. Yes, in fact, they call this place the Penumbra. And the entity that is up there in the sky they call Sorvashietha, the Night Mother, or She Who Eats the Sun.
It sounds nice.
She seems nice, right?
Can you turn
Yeah.
into one of those?
I'll try.
Also,
Is she
Navigator
hungry? Is that
says,
why she's eating?
there are many traps
Oh.
in what we call the Ship's Grace, or hangar, as some people call, but the Syrians call it the Ship's Grace, which I can disarm if you would like me to.
Yes, that sounds good.
Or turn them up to 10.
But we may need to go there,
Right.
Master Jaflash.
Can you disarm them later after they trigger on all these guys who are hanging out there?
There?
Everybody who lives here probably knows that it's trapped and don't go in it. Or
Possibly. There is some egress now, but it does seem like not as many life forms, although my detection is limited into the Ship's Grace itself.
Uh-huh.
And that's where we're going.
That is where the ships are that we are ostensibly here to liberate.
Right. Yep.
I don't know. I say we just flood this place with interdimensional beasties, and then through the chaos, make our way over to that. Then turn off the traps and make our way over.
I mean, for all we know, we're gonna bring in other family members of these people, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, it's been years," and then they'll hang out, and then they'll just.
Or maybe there'll be other family members that they don't like, and they'll be like,
Oh no!
Just split.
so done.
Go to the opposite side.
A
Remember
serpent
that Christmas?
Thanksgiving.
Remember that snake Christmas?
Yes.
Fucking
Snismas.
sucked. The Snismas.
Awkward hissing in a corner. Nobody really wants to be there.
Snakes.
Snakes on a plane.
Yes.
Snakes on a plane.
Yeah.
That should have been the episode name, God!
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty weak.
Relative to snakes on a plane. Oh my!
Change it now.
I
Okay,
know.
do over. We'll start again next week.
Can we please?
Go.
Snakes on a plane.
Snakes on a plane.
I can
I
update
can't
here.
believe none of you thought of this before I did.
Oh, I'm so. Oh, yeah. There and back again. No, snakes on a plane. Well, in any case,
We got blinded by Tolkien.
I did.
From the grave.
Hell.
Yeah.
Right. His arm has grown long indeed.
All right, so
Party. Basically, Navigator's giving you a series of options of things it can do, and then to enable your. Oh yeah. Anyways, snakes on a plane. Next time. Next time. There'll be a next time. Yeah. So, what ho party?
I'm outside.
Oh, that's right. So, in fairness, you see these mill about a little bit, but not too
I have
much.
no idea what those guys are just
I think it'd be sweet to try talking to snake people and like making friends.
You
It's
can
a
do that individually.
Really bad idea, and I like to make friends. And that seems like a really bad idea.
I don't know. I like it. we don't know how to use the portal. And so if we go talk and they're like, I've been trapped here for a long time, and we're like, hey, we might be able to get you out. Let's work together.
Navigator does know how to operate the portal.
Okay. Well,
Actually, it appears to be a two-way. That portal weirdly seems to be two-way. And remarkable, actually, that it is such that nothing really seems to have stumbled in from the prime material plane where the build is, where you live. And probably part of that is because Vandia itself is so damn lethal, and there's so many legends surrounding it that only one group of Vandians ever made it that far in generationally, that partly probably this plateau, this little pocket dimension of the penumbra, is actually, they just don't get many visitors.
Oh.
It's like, knock, knock.
I don't know if that's a
Oil
good sign or a bad
salesman.
sign. If nobody's stopping me, then I'm actually going to go wave at the snake people.
Nope,
Did you-
nope,
did you
I
leave-
will stop you.
No.
Did you leave the room?
I'm with Amuk and all of those guys.
Oh no, do not, don't put Amuk in danger. We need him.
Are you outside?
I'm wherever Amuk is right now with the group.
Amuk is like, I'm not going to lose. My friend Veris, I do not think that's a good idea. They look like...
If you try to walk
Human
towards
eaters.
the snakes, I will tackle you.
Okay. Sounds like
If you even try to walk outside, I'll punch you in the temple.
Snakes on refrain, my friend.
Oh yeah, there you go.
No, it's never going to make
Nope.
this. Never,
Yeah,
never. I'm never going to get back to
too
that
late.
mountain. No. The peaks, the valleys. So, yeah, so anyhow. Yeah. What's going on? Still, I assume, I know you're out, like, looking around. Seems like nobody so far has noticed you. Although, please give me a hide check. Just for the sake of discuss. Ooh.
That's with the +2. That's a 20.
That's a 20. That's a really good score. That's a really good score. So yeah, you don't see any of the gathered creatures seem to be noticing you. And then you remain inside the spindle node where Navigator appears to have extracted all the information he can. It says, ships ahoy, central dome. Oh, critically, this is important. Bad DM, Mark. See these buildings here?
Yep.
These are called
They're shooting lava.
ascension points.
Oh, okay.
Because this dome itself, Navigator explains, there is no actual way in. You know how the Sirens like their little teleporting magic? Those ascension points are where the Siren crews would prepare for their voyages. They would get geared up and they would get provisioned, and then they would actually be brought into the ship's grace
so
to
we-
actually take off.
Probably don't have to deal with a lot of the denizens of this plane around. We just have to get to one of those.
Tragically, this is the only one that appears operational.
Oh, that's
Just
fine.
as adventure, just as luck would have it.
Could we teleport ourselves from one of the things to another one?
That one doesn't have anybody on it, and neither does that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We
That's
could do
interesting.
that.
How high off the ground are the ascension points?
The ascension points are on the ground themselves.
They're on-
They're like
okay.
the domed buildings
Gotcha.
that can be accessed, and then from there, presumably, you go whew, inside of the dome.
And the,
Where the ships
the
are.
teleportation circles are just a few feet off the ground?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Can Navigator turn the traps off? Where does he have to be in order to turn the traps off?
Right there. It can actually just turn the traps off.
Where does
Right. We should.
Does
But
he
if,
have to be
if
anywhere?
You didn't right now, you're saying, is there anywhere else
Yeah.
Navigator could turn the trap
Only
off?
at the access nodes, the spindle nodes.
All right.
But there's
how about,
two more of those, right?
There are, yeah.
This one
Yep,
and that one?
yep.
How about
I think we should just do that now.
teleporting? Can he where does he control that from?
Navigator thinks about it for a while and says, that would be extremely difficult, Master Jaflash. Or Medic Jaflash, if you prefer. But
whatever, however you want to roll.
Or you want to roll with that. That would be difficult because they transport to a plane and then can be pulled from a plane. I don't have that protocol yet. I think it would be difficult. So just so you know, mechanically, what I would say is that would be a really high roll. There would be a high risk of potential malady, or it could totally happen for you. But it would be a high roll.
Sounds like either you get left in the other plane, or
Could
parts
be.
of you get left.
Yeah. You're right, like when they were figuring out the transporter in Star Trek. In Enterprise. What?
So
was-
sad. Every time the transporters
That,
go
um,
wrong.
Right.
That sound design in the very first one was pretty awful.
Yeah, and even another red shirt.
Unless the way they actually work is that they destroy you and then recreate a different person,
At which point I don't really care.
and so it's
That's-
all just
yep,
as horrifying.
yep.
Right.
But for somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's moot.
they have it at a slight change, or the next person who comes out cares a little less about being killed and remade. So eventually everyone's happy.
Are you suggesting we try to sneak over all the way around this craziness?
Yeah.
Snake over?
Oh my god.
That's what I've been talking
like it.
about.
Pretty
By the way,
Party snaky. Sis.
No,
I
I
turn
mean,
into a
yeah, I think if we just sort of stick around the
becomes a snake.
around the sort of the outer circumference, we should be able to get in. We would only have this one little group over here to deal with. I think we could do it.
Point of order.
Hmm?
Did you say we had a short rest?
You did.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Everybody has a short
Yay.
rest.
Oh, I should
Short rest,
roll
short
some
rest,
dice
short
for that.
So yes, and
and-
you'll need it. Maybe.
Ah,
Add an additional
That's good.
D8 to your short rest rolls.
shit.
Sweet.
An additional D8?
Yep.
And
Thank you.
I don't know if you're down on hit points, but remember that on Periapt. It allows you
The
to
one.
take, was it max damage or roll extra? The pendant?
How many
Periapt
But I
health?
think-
Right, doubles recovery hit dice.
Let's see.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I didn't actually even need it.
I have 5, so I would have 6.
Yeah, Paul did a good job playing Varys and
You don't have to use all of them, by the way. You
didn't
can
even
pick
summon
one.
any beasts. So
You're all set.
yeah, I really want to talk to the snake people, guys.
I think you'll get killed.
You're gonna get a chance mid-combat to
That's true.
exchange some words.
You can do it.
Yeah, but at that point, the only
can
conversation I would be
exchange.
having is with them in my stomach, right? As I chew them apart.
Or
Oh, yeah.
maybe
I mean, it's that or the reverse.
No, there's only one way this will go.
All right. In the interest of time, because we got 6:38 already in this real world, intervening for a
what?
moment.
What are you
6:38.
talking
What do you mean
about?
6:38? Because yes, this
We
is the final
stepped
dinner
from a portal into 6:38
38
p.m.
Ville. And it's nice and
How are we
cool
gonna get
outside.
back?
You absolutely, though, I know you are correct. You can absolutely try to ghost around the perimeter, and this is literally where large swaths of shrubbery are. Like, by scale, see how small those dots are? Those are actually lots of different serpent people. So it is about 3 miles across. So this is like a bunch of vegetation. It's not like 3 bushes.
From watching the snakes this whole time, do I have a sense of how quickly they move? Like as they're like patrolling around, do they seem like human speed?
They do, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they do in every way seem like basically transformed humans who made some weird dark pact with the entity in the sky to more closely resemble serpent people.
Can't blame them.
I know, right? There's a lot of perks. A lot of perks.
Tracy's feeling that snake energy.
I usually do.
This
It's
way or
just a
that.
reptile in my heart.
You should get that checked.
No, it's fine.
All right, so what are we thinking, party?
Sneak, sneak, sneak,
Alright.
sneak.
Sneak.
It's sneak it is. Okay. Any particular way you want to go? This way or that
I
way?
think this
Alright,
way.
Go that way.
Great.
Yes.
Because we're heading towards this.
Yes. So right about here.
Well, we're heading towards this.
You see ahead a gaggle of serpent creatures. Please, everyone, make a hide check for me. And you're in the brush up to that point, so you have +2 on that roll.
Well, that's not nearly as good as the last one.
17.
Great.
Am I the only one having the stream freeze on them tonight? It says.
What?
Oh no, Genshi.
No! We can't have the freeze on you.
It was all part of the plan.
The Seattle freeze is just a myth. It's,
Yeah,
it's
we
not. It's not going to come
We
through
need
the
our
interwebs.
Torfin. Yeah. Did anybody? What
18.
18. Excellent.
19.
Excellent.
7.
Ooh, okay.
17.
All right.
You took the snake thing, and laid on your stomach, and just.
All right. I'll tell you what. Because
Seemed like a bad
most of the
idea.
party.
Yeah, they usually do stealth as a covered
Yes.
roll.
So some of the things that just as some of the things you sneak past look like this, basically.
Don't they look fun
Don't they look like fun folk?
to hang out?
This is the
They
thing
do
that
look
was
fun.
addressing from the top of the pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in addition,
It's an
there are
orator.
whole lots of humanish but
That looks
they
pretty
look
human.
human, but jarringly something weird about them.
Uncanny Valley
Yeah,
humans.
uncanny valleys, like slitted pupils or like a flickering tongue, perhaps.
Polar Express.
Dislocated jaws.
Tom Hanks, but not Tom Hanks. So,
You know what? Seeing Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers in that trailer is just like seeing Mr. Rogers do
Yeah, it was a
Uncanny
little- yeah, it
Valley.
was hard.
It's the same problem.
it is.
It's just Tom Hanks.
It's just Tom
Hanks
Hanks.
is just uncanny.
Actually, one of them
In his
looks like a
valleys.
serpentine Tom Hanks. It does.
So they're just all Tom Hanks now.
There's a box of chocolates.
Tom Hanks.
Okay, friends. So you get this far, and you actually see that this gaggle of about 3 of the serpent-headed creatures, and about 5 of the regular kind of vaguely human-ish creatures are still just kind of milling about that area. They don't seem to be moving yet, but perhaps a distraction can be put in place, or you could just try to make you could also just try to stealth past, although you would lose your +2.
God, I want to talk to the Tom Snakes.
Hang
Just-
on.
Are there torch fires burning anywhere here? Do they have any
No.
open flames?
Not at all. In fact, this is dark vision, Bill. So here's the deal for you, actually, Peter.
Yeah.
This is important. So the penumbra that's kind of set up is this is just a sliver of sunlight. So you're not pitch black tripping over your feet,
Yep.
but it is dim light.
This is dim light.
Yes, dim illumination.
How far away are these bushes from us?
About 50 feet. So like really rough figures, because I'm kind of
Yeah.
this is about 3 miles, and so this is about 50 feet.
I'd like to try to light a torch and throw it into those bushes that we've already passed by.
Seems like a lot of commotion.
Yeah.
For dark vision
Behind us.
people,
In the-
flash.
Yeah, exactly. These guys, if the fire's not their thing, they're going to come over and be like, "Hey guys, we said no fires. We've talked about this."
Police, you can prevent.
I feel like you could just be a snake person for this.
I do have disguise.
That's reptilist.
My sharp ears are burning.
I have disguise self, so I could
I
look like a
too.
snake person for
I
a bit.
too
Lance
have
Snark.
disguise self.
I have
Well,
a
in
really
fairness-
bright, shiny shield.
True. One of
Less
the
good, but yeah.
you could probably, with a successful roll, make yourself out to look like one of the more purebloods. They call them snake. Yeah, the more human, less snaky.
I don't know that one's going to work for me.
Yeah, probably. You gotta go the other way. You're like full snake.
Never go full snake.
You never go full snake. That was your first mistake right there.
Just get on.
I mean, I can go full snake. What were we talking
You
about?
could
Oh,
absolutely
that's
go
true.
full snake.
I'm cool with just still sneaking, but I'm still confused. Are we going to the spindle? Or are we trying to run to the?
We're trying to get all the way
So
around.
between-
We're trying to get to this point on the perimeter so that
Yeah.
we can cut through to here.
Yes.
Okay, well let's keep sneaking.
Between Tracy
Also-
and I
if they
and
haven't
actual
noticed
snake,
us.
we could just take you guys as our prisoners.
We can navigate this routine.
Prisoner
I
transfer.
could also
Yeah.
summon a creature for a distraction if we can get to that other spindle node. Or
Oh, sure.
I could just.
It's right on our way.
What are we whispering? Could we whisper louder?
Oh,
for the
Oh yeah.
audience
Well, I'm
at
saying
home?
because like Navigator's repeating what it said previously that it could summon a creature as a distraction, or just teleport either of those groups into who knows where.
It feels
right?
like once we
Into
get to,
the abyssal
if
void.
we've gotten past this group, we're basically in the clear.
You are.
Because we're fine fighting this little red dot.
Let's,
Yeah.
let's summon some creatures.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll try to go here, and we'll
If you guys won't
All
let me
right.
talk to them, let's destroy them.
And I'm assuming that chat crew is keeping their noses down.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
They've been talking
Sleepy.
about their 2 baby bullets.
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot.
right.
And they decided to name one bull and the other one Et.
Oh, that's a bull in it.
My favorite thing that's happened though is Prayer the turtle with the slowest charge ever.
They were,
Snakes and turtles, sort of. Yeah. What would you do, Crayer? Maybe you could just like.
you just lay on one.
Yeah. Right. Anyhow. All right. So you're gonna sneak past. Okay. This is going to be no +2 and no diversion, so it's going to be a straight roll. They're not looking for you actively, but it's going to be against their passive. So let us hope. Let us hope. Let us hope.
We'll find out how that went.
Idle.
15.
15. Excellent.
13.
Excellent.
11.
All right. Excellent.
Me too. I'm 11 as well.
All right. 11 as well. So we have 3 this time. You see, actually,
What did you get?
as
Nope,
you've
I'm
made
sure
it coming around here, a little bit out in the open, a crunch of pebble perhaps or something, you actually see a few of the creatures perk up. 2, in fact, of the snake-headed creatures, and one of the a little bit more humanoid-looking ones, we'll do as these, come over towards you with swords, scimitars drawn, daggers, short bows, that number of things, and they appear to be coming over. Now you're kind of just flush to the ground. You are in the open, so you feel like it's inevitable that they're just going to see you. And I'm assuming, like, in order to reduce your profile, you were probably shimmying because you can't really sneak upright.
We were
with this
slithering.
Right.
mean-
Yeah, shimmying.
As in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Like right, looking for indentations in the earth and things like that. So I'm gonna do a very slow count of 5, like, you know.
How many are there? How
And
far
then
away are they?
There are 2 snake-headed and 1 of the more human.
How far
What's
away
this?
are they?
Count to 5 for?
Oh, to like do something.
How far
'Cause they're,
away
like,
are they?
approaching. They
How far?
are about 50 feet away from you.
I'm
And,
gonna
like,
cast.
scanning.
I'm gonna cast sleep.
I guess actually, okay. Do
I
it.
can hold person on 1. If you want
So they
to.
have dark vision 60. So we'll say that they're about that.
26. So the first 26 hit points.
And
both
if-
of them
if-
would fall asleep.
If there isn't anything that has 26 or less hit points,
Nobody falls
nobody
asleep.
sleeps. Okay. Nobody, unfortunately, falls asleep.
All
The
right.
spell washes over. However, at that, the one most likely to be targeted, the human-looking one,
Yawns.
like gives a screech and like starts charging at you, as do the other 2 serpentine creatures. The rest of the group is kind of like milling around. They don't yet seem to see the combat is joined.
There's the trench between us, right?
Yes.
I want to charge to them. I want to cut them off so that the trench is behind us, not on their side of the battle.
Perfect. All right. Charge at that point. Everybody roll initiative, please.
We could have just talked with them, guys.
I don't think
It
that's
would have
how
gone
these guys
about
work.
like this.
Hello, my name is Varys. It would have been great.
Right.
I would have blended in.
I'm going to do something different this time. I'm going to try to be interesting and actually really break up the combat. So before I ask for your things, that's right, friends, I am. Okay. Idle, what do you got?
12.
Oh, neat idol.
Ooh.
It's not going to help
And-
me. Saying I'm not going to do anything, so this doesn't make any difference, really.
No, don't say it like that.
No, really.
No, really.
It won't.
You've got Nemesis Sword.
Yeah, you've got your sword back.
Oh, that
Got your sword.
motherfucker's staying in his pack.
Yeah, actually, don't think that fucker doesn't want to give you away.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
like,
sure.
"Go right over here! Did you flash?
I got 13.
It's all right.
Whoever kills the paladin gets a magic sword.
Yeah, magic sword! I'm buying.
21.
21, right on.
Now you can turn into the snake first.
And, alrighty, see, that was a crossword. Oh, and you're slower than Idle?
I am
It's an open contest.
slower than I.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, are we fighting these guys, or are we gonna try to run to the other thing? Like, is this a slay everything scenario, or a...
I will give you a little DM's like feedback, because I do think it's important. This seems like this plateau, if you try to take it all on, would kill you. It would kill you. So at some point, this battle, if it's not quickly and decisively ended, is going to become an escape, not a we got to fight this to the end. Because if these all catch wind of what's going on and descend upon you, you will die.
Sure, but you said
Just
this,
wanna let you
this
know.
thing is about 3 miles across, is that what you said?
Yeah.
So everything other than this group is basically like a mile from us.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we
yeah,
should
see, that's the
we
weird thing
should
about
probably
me.
be okay
You should be
if we
okay.
do this quickly.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. I don't like if you can take out this small group here, you should be okay. That's true. Cool. All right, so Varys.
Okay, well, I'm gonna cast Hold Person on one of the snakes.
All right,
And
Do it.
pulling up just to make sure I got the. All right, here we go.
I'm going to shift this out of the way momentarily, party. While you're doing that, Varys.
Okay.
For real stuff.
Yeah.
They still couldn't fucking hit anything after
No, don't say that. That is so
I'm telling it right
That's
now.
true. Yeah.
You still suck. It's in my backpack.
Bet you'd love to be part of this fight, wouldn't
Right,
you?
yeah.
Guess what?
Wouldn't it be great if you could hit something?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Right.
Okay, so this goes like this. We're just going to do it like this. And I know that you were saying, so actually I put it like that to give each a little bit more room to maneuver. That right there. That is the pulsing thing to
What's the
the
nature of the energy in the pulsing thing?
hard to determine. That's a circle.
I was laying it
And
this
for
goes-
like half an hour, and I feel
That's towards the spindle node. What?
It's perfect.
It is perfect.
It's perfect.
And I'm a butterfly. All right, there we are. This is the bushes, the shrubbery from whence you just exploded. So
how
you're
close are
over,
we?
This
you're over
design
here.
is-
Is you're like, let's just close it in. I know I said there was a little bit further, but what the heck? We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. This is narrative combat. Who cares? All right, so Varys, sorry, you said you were going to cast.
Hold person.
All right.
They got a saving throw of 14.
All right, and is it going to be on one of the serpent heads or one of the peoples?
Let's do it.
I'm all the way over there.
Let's do the person here.
What? The person there?
Up center.
Makes a lot of sense.
Hey, Frank, would you mind throwing Jaflash?
I'm sorry.
This way.
It's a cha. I'm trying to get all my notes.
Wisdom.
Wisdom, okay.
Perfect.
I got
Would
a
you- do you-
13.
Nope.
Would
Okay,
you like
so-
to?
So
Held in
you
place.
see, she's
Put
running
me-
over and she actually stiffens and
Sounds good.
stops moving.
Cool.
She's helped. And does she get a saving throw every round, or is that?
Actually, I think she just is stuck there until my concentration breaks. So for a minute.
Okay. Is it?
I'm double checking that.
Yeah. While you do that, we'll continue. I thought hold person was a save, but I could be totally wrong, and it could just be concentration. That's awesome. In the meantime,
No.
um,
She does make another saving throw at the end of each turn.
at the end of her turn.
Yeah.
All right, that's perfect. So actually, this one goes with the move 10, 15, and fires. I'm gonna be very try to give you a game tonight, party, and actually be smart about my my stuffs. Oh, Varys, there's one other thing. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Okay, I did not. You noticed that when you cast that spell, it was particularly hard to gain control and mastery over, almost as if there's a resistance to your magic.
First, I try not to be a beast for a second to not alert everyone.
Right?
And apparently there's a
Wait, you
resistance.
didn't turn into a snake
I decided
after all that talk?
I thought we were going to need to be quiet. So I'm
Right.
just trying
Snakes
to
are quiet.
That's true.
Idle.
Yeah.
These ones aren't.
A 22.
Weren't you paying attention
hits.
during the snake facts?
Idle, are snakes quiet?
Typically,
There you go. Fact.
they're pretty quiet. Did you know that? Let me finish. This is a good one.
Right.
Did you know that even if a snake could detect you in total darkness, but it probably couldn't detect another snake because snakes are cold-blooded? So there's no body
I
heat.
never actually thought about it.
Yeah,
I bet
isn't
you if
that
I had
interesting?
thought about it, I would have known.
It's
And
pretty
now we're
cool.
thinking about it, and we do know.
Mm-hmm.
So your theory
Statue
has
friend,
borne
somewhere over
fruit.
there.
You're
I'll let
welcome.
you decide. So, Idle, just so you know, this particular serpent head, takes a couple steps forward, fires off a quick arrow which strikes you for 11 points of damage.
Yikes!
8 of which actually is a virulent poison.
Yeah.
Burning through your
What the
veins. Doesn't
shit?
debilitate you, doesn't
Okay.
confer poison, but you realize it's just like this really caustic thing that's been coated on their arrows.
Ow!
And with that, actually, I could have just done this earlier. Seeing that its companion is wrestled, this one goes 25, 30, close up to the reactor thing itself, and actually fires at Diedrich.
Yeah, bring it.
21.
Hits.
All right. Hits. I like the bravado. Look up. 9 plus 15 points of damage 6 of which is from that poison. Also, I'm breaking out the damage in case anybody has any resistances. I don't know if you do, but that's why. So that's 15 total points of damage.
Got it.
Arrow strikes you, and you feel that same caustic burning through you. Shaflash,
Yeah.
you are up.
Yeah.
And if you're within 5 feet of an ally, even with range attacks, I will let you try to do the.
Then I'm gonna stay within 5 feet of an ally.
All right. So is that going to be the ally behind you, or the one to the left or right? Because right now you are only 5 with that one.
I'll hang out with Idle. Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
That's
good.
bonus.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Pure blood.
You can take care of
Nothing
yourself.
else going
I'm fine.
on?
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. You see Varys. You see the pure blood like
Damn
shake
it.
off the hold, but that's her turn. Break it. But that's all right.
Yeah.
That like her turn passes as a result of your spell. Idle, you are up.
Yeah.
So far, there's been no cry or no attempt at running out to get more
Yeah.
more
That's
reinforcements.
good.
They're just hissing angrily.
Yep.
Well, the other way we can quiet them is kill them fast. So
No, that's the plan.
I'm changing.
That was
the tactic.
actually plan A.
That was.
I know you should shoot one of them.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I will protect you as much as I
People
can with
keep
this funny ass
talking.
shield. Right.
People keep talking, and now I'm gonna shoot one.
Shoot them.
What a miss.
I'm gonna shoot this one.
All right. That's a wheel.
That was a good plan to flash.
That's 20 in
That
total.
hits.
Good
Yay.
shooting. That's how
That
it's done,
hits.
swords.
That is.
I mean, if only Hold Person had still been working, because then I would have had advantage, and then I would have gotten my sneak attack damage. So as it is, it's only 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. All right. Idle, that is you.
That is me.
Frank, you're up.
I suppose from here at the moment, these bastards they're keeping their distance and shooting at us.
They are. Is
That
it
makes
she?
me uncomfortable. I want to get up in their faces, but
Sing a song.
what? Yeah. Okay.
It's level 5.
So I will start walking out towards them, up to the edge of the weird energy trough. But you were already in it,
Dietrich
so
was
I'm good with
crawling
that.
all around.
Yeah,
so
I'm
he's
gonna
fine.
just hop down into that where I can get a little bit of cover from their ranged attacks.
Oh,
and,
yes, excellent.
And I'm gonna pull out my dagger and just wing it at, let's say, this one.
It's
That's a
pretty
pretty
far
far.
away. You can wing it at this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
And also, you notice that Dietrich's belly is glowing green, but that's probably going to come off later. Yeah. It's like, yes, you can totally strike that one because he was crawling in.
Oh.
the
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a 25.
Boosh!
Nice.
That hits in a big, big way.
And then that's gonna be 6 damage.
All right.
We're dishing out damage like we're level 1.
I know it's basically just
This is not how it's done, sword.
so. Dietrich,
All right.
let's show that Nemesis sword how it's done.
All right. This guy hit me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Screw that guy in particular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
That good?
Yeah.
Trench doesn't slow me down too much.
Nah.
All right. I'm throwing.
It's really not that deep.
Yeah, I'm throwing all the ranged hand axe attacks at this fella right here. And if any of them hit, I'm going to use goading attack.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, that is a 14.
14 hits.
So then 15 hits, I assume.
It does indeed.
How about a 26?
26 super
All right,
hits.
cool. So one of those is a goading attack. For let's see, that's 4, 9, 19, 26 damage total.
Nice.
That doesn't kill any of them, by the way.
we learned
Yeah,
this earlier.
just to be clear.
20. You said 26 total.
26 total.
26 total.
I mean, he's already taken 9 damage, that one. So, you
Oh,
know.
yeah. The other one has. That one's fresh. The one that Dietrich just hit is fresh.
What? I thought that's the one
Thought you
that
shot
I
that one.
I thought you shot that one.
I thought you shot that one too.
We need to be more
Okay,
clear as to
that's
which
fine.
ones we're shooting.
Yeah, I guess okay.
By the way, sword, that's how you deal damage.
That's how you do. That's yeah. You see, like the axe is just power into it.
And this is where he has to make the wisdom save.
All right, and if he's not,
DC 14.
I got it.
Okay.
Again, you notice that these serpentine creatures with their dead eyes seem to be able to resist magical power a little bit more powerfully.
Okay. This isn't magic though. This is just me being a pain in the ass.
Oh, interesting. So
Yeah.
it's just like a
It's a
psychological
fighting.
thing.
Yeah, it's basically
Nothing
you
can
just
prevent
made-
I rolled a
Chris.
14 and 15.
I'm just
but-
trying to convince him that I am the biggest threat.
All right.
Yeah.
It will attack you anyways, but just for a second,
Yeah.
just to be fully good.
Sure.
Cool. All right, Diedrich. So that is you. Back at the top of the order, Varys. Round 2. So far, the creatures seem to be still just trying to trying to kill you on their own.
I'm frustrated, and so I'm not going to do any of this like hold person kind of
Right,
thing
right.
now. I want to summon an elk, a giant elk, out of the
Right.
Fae.
Perfect.
So just out of that misty shade, you hear the like, and then this slamming of hooves coming through. And then I also want to join my elk friend as a little dire wolf. So I'm going to do that as my
Nice.
thing, and then we're going to move into the trench together as we slowly knock over people.
Big dire wolf.
Perfect.
Big dire wolf.
Big dire wolf. All right, and once again, we know what happens when Varys drops the wolf. It's dying time. All right, Malison 1, which is actually over here, sees this giant wolf, kind of freaks out.
Call your friends. I'll be waiting.
First, it's going to actually it shoots twice.
How quickly?
So actually, it's
do you
going to
move
take a shot
to
at
the other
you.
mode?
It's a
Varys.
bonus action.
22.
Yeah, that hits.
That one hits. The other one does not.
Are you aiming for me or for my big elk friend?
For you, the wolf, or is that the big elk friend? What-
The wolf is me, but I guess hope.
yeah, the wolf is what it's
Pretend
going
it's an
for.
elk.
The bear is the elk.
Because
Yeah.
it saw you. Yeah, so you shimmy.
A big elk.
So I was in the
Prairie.
the whatever it's called.
The trench.
The trench. Does that give me a bonus plus? Like, how does that work?
Oh,
Yeah.
cover
If
from
you
the-
if you were hunkered down, that's the thing. Like you were hunkering down.
Yeah.
So it'd be +2 to AC.
Okay. So and it was a 22.
Yes.
Okay, so that still hits.
Okay. But still, good to ask. 10. That's to do. Sorry, folks. Yes, that's right. 10 plus 4 is actually a total of 14 points
All right.
and 4 poison. So I'm sorry, 18 total.
18 total.
Get crisper with those rolls, folks, as the game progresses. I promise. All right.
This is your last session.
Right, this is the culmination of all the practice I could possibly have. You're still failing. I'm doing that right now. Don't know what's going to happen in the next hour and a half. It's going to change that. Speaking of which, though, actually, this one, seeing you charge it, seeing that you are clearly the threat, it stares at you now with its cold, dead eyes. It just stares at you, and suddenly you hear a word you recognize. It says, surrender. Please give me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
18.
He's,
Oh,
he's
19.
not surrendering.
Not even for one moment do you lose yourself in its beautiful black eyes.
Did
it
he say-
actually, yeah.
Did
It
you say it
actually,
in common or draconic?
common.
Okay.
It says, surrender. Yeah, you're like, no way, not gonna do it. Not today.
That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
And
No,
then you
sir.
flash, you were up.
So I'm just gonna, since these guys have all head up,
Yeah.
I'm gonna. How far are we? How far can I move
Each,
here?
you move 6 total. Or 12 if you decide to dash.
Yeah,
Because you have a bonus action,
I
don't you?
do. Yeah, it's extra 15 feet. 15 plus 15 feet move in
Yeah.
addition to my normal.
If you're going to, well, that's actually if you're going to heal someone or defend someone.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm by defend. Do I mean just get in the way of?
Yeah, like for instance,
An
if one of your,
attack?
if
'Cause
you were
that's
like,
what I'm
I'm going
doing.
to heal.
I'm just gonna get
Well,
in the way.
that doesn't buff the 15 feet.
Ah,
15
damn
feet
it.
specifically is if like you're like, I'm going to go heal somebody or I'm
to
going to
reach
go.
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just all in the trench, huh?
Everybody,
No,
hold
I've
the
jumped
trench!
over to the other
It's
side of
very
the trench.
deliberately. Very
Um,
deliberately.
and then I'm gonna compel them, this one in front of me, to duel with me. So cast compelled duel.
Excellent.
to
So
the
it's
one in
got to
front of
be.
you. Yeah. So basically, if
Mono
they
issue
fail
ponto?
their wisdom save, so you have a wisdom save.
All right. Now this is, I believe, at advantage because it's a spell, right?
Sure.
10 and a 20.
Oh, 20.
These are
26
these are snakesy little things that have they're alien minds probably from being in this pocket dimension for so long. Actually, it's giving them a certain immunity
All
to
right.
some magic or resistance to magic is what it really is. save the rage. Right. Next up is the very creature that you try to compel, which is where I'm just checking. Con save or yeah, why not? For the Pure Bloods part, since you're right there, strikes out her arm. Oh, actually, so you booked back that far.
Well, that's as far because
That's
I
as far as
wasn't
you can go,
saving
right?
anyone
Yeah.
or doing anything like that. That's where I was.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. So she's going to withdraw.
Aww.
Actually, it's
drugs,
gonna be-
kids.
Boop. She gets that close, looks at you, and
Perfect.
similarly, submit.
Okay.
DC
Okay.
12.
You're supposed to say no, sir.
First roll.
You drive a hard bargain, but I'm going to say yes.
What am I doing?
DC 12 wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yes. Wisdom, I got that one right.
22.
Boom, and it was that.
It was
20
a net
What?
20.
Oh.
24.
Yeah,
that's your save.
24
That
and
was
a
25.
25.
So she submits
Where,
to you.
what am I?
Right. You're gonna say,
You're adding your
what are you
wisdom
doing
bonus.
for
Oh.
dinner?
Should be one higher because your proficiency bonus has gone up.
Boosh. See, this
So
is
you
the
add your
power of
wisdom,
leveling.
and because you're proficient in it, because you're a paladin, you add your proficiency bonus to 25.
For the remainder of
25.
this, for the remainder of this encounter,
Does she submit to me? I feel like maybe
what are you
she
doing
has.
later?
Running away from you.
You for the remainder.
Little bit creepy.
Yeah, but that's why it's hard to creep now. For the remainder of this combat, you're immune to these particular snake people's suggestions.
Hopefully they'll keep trying.
Because you're like, achievement unlocked.
You're
Not
right.
gonna do it.
Not submitting.
Not
The shield
submitting.
laughs at her, and the sword just whimpers.
She looks a little crestfallen. Idle.
Yes. Let's see. So I'm shooting this one over here.
Yes.
So everyone is clear on which one I'm shooting.
Yes, yes,
this
yes.
time.
That's going to be Mal 2, the
I
one that
wasn't
is
looking
the
which
most damage.
I actually wasn't looking at that.
So that's an 18.
Hit. Arrow strikes soundly.
Lovely. I'm going to roll damage. So 8 damage.
8 damage, right?
And I'm going to, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I make it to this square, can I hide?
Yes, you can absolutely.
I'm going
Attempt to
to
hide.
attempt to hide as a rogue. I can do that on my bonus action.
Sweet. Let me know what you get.
Oh,
It was almost a
Almost a
20,
20.
but it was an
Instead
8,
it's
which
an
is
8.
still a 15.
Great. Great. That is good.
Am
that
I hidden?
beats its passive, it seems
Yes.
like, which is the most
Yay.
important, right? Frunk, you're up.
Okay.
Holding up the trench.
So I'm going to do a little teamwork with Junior.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get him to climb out, and I'm gonna come out behind him, and sort of walk out with him as my big walking shield, half cover or whatever. And as we walk out together, I'm just kind of drumming out a beat on his back to give some combat inspiration to Diedrich.
Nice.
And then as I approach this lovely lady in the middle here, I duck through statue friend's legs and thrust my longsword up into her.
Oh.
Sweet, that is a nice little thing. I'll give you advantage for that because it's really cool and tricksy.
Well, that was pretty good. So that's going to be a 26.
That totally hits. I like that. It might be a little weird seeing the sword.
Yeah, it's I feel like
I don't want to
there's
picture
a-
that too
there's-
much.
I don't don't think about
Statue
that.
It's a little
Friends
problematic,
He moved
but
his,
we'll-
his hips to the side.
Right, wasn't straight through.
Right. It was like lunge.
it was like a tail
Truly
strike.
terrible damage roll, so it's still
Or it's,
ends up
or
being
it's that
6.
surprising.
Six.
Like,
Alright. But fair enough. Damage done. Let's see. All right, Diedrich,
All right.
you are the last of the round, and then
I'm
Varys,
gonna-
it's going to be you.
Close with my archer buddy over here. And I'm going to do my turn in order this time instead of rolling everything at once. Do it the right way. I'm going to hit it with, I'm going to take the attack action. I'm going to swing with my axe at it. So that's a,
Should ask it a question.
oh.
Axe and you shall receive.
so that's a 19 to hit
Hits.
for 5 damage.
Stop rolling ones.
Can I use combat
Is it
inspiration?
5?
Can I use combat inspiration for damage or only to attack?
for damage as well.
And
So the
is it-
combat inspiration means that you can do the normal bardic inspiration plus you could add it to your AC or your damage.
And it's a
Oh.
D6.
I think I might have gotten it upgraded, so I think it
Okay.
might
Yeah,
be a
very
D8.
well
Yeah.
might. Is this
I won't
typical
really-
damage for y'all, or am I just?
What?
I can't tell.
We're really
like,
low.
I only had one. Well,
Okay, you're rolling low. I was like,
Everyone's
wow.
rolling.
I'm splitting up. I'm
Roll
splitting.
ones. I don't have a sneak attack. I will now.
You will
but
now. I was because you usually drop
That's
the
what I'm about
bombs
to
and
give
you
you.
like
is we're
usually
gonna
just
do
like.
Commander Strike.
I,
That's why I only rolled one attack.
I'm
I didn't need it. I don't
PTSD
need
from the
advantage
board
because I'm
game.
in stealth.
Hang on. I got you. I got you.
I got you.
So
Don't
it's a D8.
accidentally
okay.
mess this
So
up.
it's another 7. So 12 total.
All right, 12 total.
And then I'm using my second attack from my attack action to do Commander
Oh,
Strike.
Wait, you can
So
just do that from an attack?
yeah. So Tracy.
One of your attacks.
Yeah.
Use your bow. Oh shit.
So
okay.
Tracy gets to shoot the archer with her bow.
But
and
oh,
she can
that's super good.
I don't get back into stealth after this though. Is the problem. That's fine. I'll just do it.
Oh, for your turn.
It's gonna be dead.
Well, yeah, you did.
Hopefully.
That one. Yeah, well, we'll see.
Okay. Here we
But the
go.
way that you.
So let's see. Best of those is 19.
That hits.
Yay.
And
I get
in addition
my
to your sneak attack damage, you get my superiority
Oh,
damage.
shit.
So you also get a D8. So Frank gave me a D8.
I'm-
I give you a D8.
I'm out of.
Yeah,
No,
let's
no,
trade
here. Would you like a? Would
Oh,
you like?
I need
no,
a
no, check it.
D6. I
And then
have
here's
a D.
D8.
Okay, I'll use your D8. It's pretty.
You got a little rainbow
This
dice
is so
there.
many.
a lot
I
of
know.
dice.
This
That is
is
a
so
lot.
nice.
That's
if
always
only one of
satisfying.
them was
She's-
purple.
She's dead.
Well,
That's a lot of ones.
Both of mine.
Both of yours.
versus. Oh my
Who would have
gosh.
thought?
Versus reroll the one ability.
Anyway,
That's the.
3,
That's Savage Attacker's
That's
slick.
It is super
9,
slick.
14, 18 damage.
Oh,
Could have been so much
is it down?
more.
no, it is not.
Okay,
and
so
I
I-
refuse to bend on this.
So I still have my bonus action, so I'm going to use my bonus action to do my offhand attack.
All right.
That's what I was waiting to see. So that's a
Hit.
26 to
Yep.
hit and 7 damage.
Boom.
Nice.
You take its cobra serpentine head off with one fell
You
swoop.
swept
Sweet.
the leg.
Yep.
It dies,
Read this again.
leaving that one in particular. Ferris, so top of the order.
Cool.
Quickly, as you assess the battlefield before you go,
Ah, so
you
that was
actually
my
see
reaction.
the one that is here
Okay.
taking this in particular,
Uh-huh.
and the amount of forces arrayed against it, and you
Right.
think you can both see that it may be considering bolting.
Bolting, okay.
We do not
1,
want
2,
that.
3,
do
4,
not.
5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, I just have enough speed for that guy. So,
Knock it down.
that's the plan. So,
Elk.
I realize, Elk will be involved, but I want Elk to go second, and you'll see why. Now,
It's
but
a combo finisher.
it's a combo finisher, but it relies on a success first. But so, if I was to run with the Elk at the same time, could I pretend that means I get advantage because I have pack benefits because I'm running with the Elk?
Well, don't wait, but don't.
I don't think an elk's a pack animal.
They don't. They
It's
don't.
well,
it
it's
has
an
to-
ally.
Oh wait, if you have pack, you say pack attacks is with.
It's just an
It's-
ally.
It's the same thing as the rogue.
Well, yeah.
is,
Yeah.
As long as the other creature, the ally, is within 5 of you, you can absolutely get pack attack. Absolutely.
So,
But
it's
it does need to be there when you make that attack.
cool. So in that case, this technically won't work that way. So I'm going to. I want to do the more flashy thing. Let's see if it works. So I run, and I'm just going to go for a nice old bite
Yes.
right here. So
All
let's,
right.
let's see what I do. That would be 16.
That hits.
Cool. Sweet. All right, we have a real chance of this being super cool. All right, so keep that one. Reroll that one. Damn it.
Savage attacker. It really is a great feat.
9. All right, so I do 9 damage,
Okay, doke.
and then it needs to make a DC 13 save.
And that's
strength.
13
Strength.
right? Strength.
Strength, yeah. Otherwise, it gets knocked prone.
And is that's not a spell? That's just
That's
a
yeah.
physical
That's
thing.
I'm attacking with my.
Those are teeth. Not
Oh! It hits
She's
the
down?
deck. Yep.
Okay,
Nice.
I've been waiting for this moment. So the elk, I'd like to imagine, skips merrily over to here,
Through
and
this
then it
shadow
decides
realm.
to repeatedly stomp on the creature
Oh,
on the
yes.
ground.
Some hoof.
And since it's prone, it gets advantage on it.
As an
So-
elk would against the snake.
So I'm going to see which one is the better one. So that's going to hit again, because that's 17, so that hits.
17 definitely hits.
And so that's hooves, and that's 4d8s plus 4.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Jeez, those
Another
elks are
D8.
dynamite.
There's another one.
You just bring a
I'll
party
just
of
roll
6
twice.
elk into this place.
So that's 13, that's 8, so that's 21,
Elk stomp, exactly.
and then plus, so that's 25 damage.
25 of the damage.
Nice.
Could you pass that one back?
Dancing elk damage.
Believe it or not, this one is still alive, but trampled mightily in that way that they are.
Yeah, I guess a horse trying to trample a snake,
Alright.
it would have a hard time getting all of it.
Yeah, it's moving around a lot.
And speaking of which, so it is going to stand up, and that is an action,
Okay.
right?
Standing up takes 15 feet of its movement.
Yeah, that's fair. And it's not, even if it's going to try to, boy, oh boy, what to do. It's just going to pull out its scimitar. Actually, it's going to bite. It's going to bite. Because looking at
That's
its,
the thing that could stand up?
it can stand up, yeah.
Oh, I thought that's its movement action when it goes from prone to standing.
It
It's
takes
15 feet.
takes
of its
15
move.
feet of your
And I'm
Oh,
actually
okay.
doing it my attack now. So it's
Cool.
not even going to move at this point. It's just
All
an
right.
attack. So, first it tries to bite you. 18.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. So its fangs sink into you.
Okay.
Plus a moment. For 12 points of damage,
Ouch.
8 of which are poison.
Okay.
You feel its fangs actually sink into your flesh and inject the poison, followed up by a scimitar strike. 12 does not hit. 13
Nope.
does not hit. Yeah. All right. So and then it swings at you
Cool.
as it backs away.
And then I roll for concentration to see if I maintain, because
Alright,
it's
yeah.
a concentration spell. I keep the elk.
Oh, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Flash,
we
you
gotta
were up.
talk about how amazing Chat Crew is. Am I
Oh,
following
yeah.
this correctly, Chat Crew? Are you finding snakes on the ground to feed to the baby bullets?
Yes. That's what
I
they're doing.
Oh,
love you guys.
you are amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love you guys. That is the best.
They're rolling for successes.
I love it.
Since
love
I
it.
saw Varys get bit,
Yes,
I am going to. I assume that it was poison.
it's poison. It is, but so you don't waste anything. It's not a persistent effect poison. It's kind of just like acid damage. It's weird. It doesn't have a secondary.
Alright.
I will call that out though, Jaflash, because that's a good point.
There you
For
go.
some reason, it's just like poison, like it's elemental damage.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys cruise up there. Cool.
I am ready to defend.
Ready to defend.
Your
Boy,
honor.
oh boy. So the creature that looks more human than that, many would suggest, seeing you surround, goes, surrender, surrender, and like tries to hunker down and seem as sibilant and as possible. Surrender.
Oh.
This whole time
Dead Snake says what?
That's her best play. Alright, surrender. So, for what it's worth, that's what she does. I don't.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
It's your turn.
Let's see. I'm gonna shoot at this one.
Shrek. Allies ahoy.
Yep. It doesn't give me advantage though. Damn it.
Hmm.
Why not?
What? Allies being
gives-
around me, it gives me sneak attack, but it doesn't give me
But not
advantage.
advantage to hit.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, yeah. So the arrow misses and just cracks harmlessly off of one of the elk's antlers. It's a proud rack of antlers.
Sorry. Then I'm gonna use my bonus action to get back into stealth.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh no.
So that's a 10.
All right, 10 hide. So far, nobody sees you.
Okay.
Frunk,
All right.
and then Diedrich.
Okay.
Okay. Well. This is a little sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little sad,
Mm-hmm. I know.
but
She looks at you with sad puppy snake eyes.
She's trying to cry, but her snake eyes are
I
just getting
know.
redder.
right.
I look to Jaflash.
Licks the eye, licks the eye. Look now!
You have detect evil. Is that?
I do, yeah.
So I just, yeah.
There you
She emanates pure evil. I'm just saying.
I'm basically looking for
An opportunity.
Permission.
Yeah, go ahead.
I look at your shield.
Shield's like, they're
All right.
evil. It's pure evil. Leave it in the
Alright.
toaster. Don't
Wheel
touch
back
it.
and just
Mom,
try
Dad.
as big an overhand strike as I can, which is 21.
That certainly hits.
She did surrender, an evil surrender.
It was an evil surrender.
Yeah,
12
she-
points of damage.
12, all right. There we go. Still up, believe it or not, but you just strike her, and she actually, like, her supplicating nature turns to one of pure rage and wrath when you strike her, and now it looks like she's like, ah! So that's what that happens. Diedrich.
Yeah.
Get this right.
I'm gonna go. Map is far away. 1, 2, 3,
Is that
4.
a yield detector? It's a
Five.
it's a moray compass.
I spelt moral wrong. And so,
Morale compass.
All right, was that a dash?
Nope, that was a normal 30 feet.
Wow, sweet. Don't you love the fact that I don't know how you do this. I hope you reciprocate the diagonals count as 1.
Yeah.
Because some mean DMs make that 2. Boom.
The best I've seen is every other diagonal counts as 2, because then it
Yeah.
actually makes a circle.
Yes.
It's really
Yes.
neat. But anyway, but it's
That's
too
a
much
lot
math.
of math.
It's too
That
much
is
math.
math.
That's
That's even a lot of
nerds.
math for me.
Yeah. I'll just bring a hex grid and we'll forget
Yeah,
all about
exactly.
it. So yeah, I'm using all of my attacks against the archer there.
All right.
So one of those is a crit.
Stop rolling ones.
I also rolled a 6 and a crit, Tracy. I feel like you're focusing on the wrong thing here.
Well, when you roll 30 dice every time you hit something, you're bound to hit some 1s and
Yeah.
some 20s.
Occasionally.
So the crit is, I'm going to borrow a d6.
Okay.
So the crit is for 10 damage, and then the other 2 attacks were a 13 to hit
That hits.
and a 16 to hit, so I guess that also hits. So,
Okay. In the interest of time,
Yep.
that kills it.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. You cut it up nice and soundly. It drops
Bruce, she was poor evil.
at
Pure
the
evil.
top. Pure evil.
And
But good
poor-
eating. Good eating, Bruce.
Poor evil.
Especially
the
for
morale
Sahaugen.
compass says she's poor evil.
Moral jerky.
The moral jerky.
This one also. Let's see. Maybe. Varys, you're up.
Eels hate
There's only one
snakes.
left.
okay.
They're like
What?
mortal enemies.
Ooh, who does?
Who hates snakes?
Eels.
Eels and snakes?
No, they're
like
bitter,
cousins.
bitter foes.
Sea snakes.
Bitter foes.
You always hate those.
All right,
who are
17,
most
does that
like
hit?
you.
Yes.
17 hits.
Okay.
Everything about the
Roll
world
that
begs
one.
to differ with that.
10 damage. 10 damage from me biting. It needs to do a DC 13 saving throw again. For strength.
Unless it dies.
Okay,
It
never
beats
mind.
your saving throw.
They found the way around it.
In death it escapes. Alright. The pure blood dies. I guess you could say there's a lot less snakes on this plane. Alright. Woo! Because that-
Yeah, I get it. I made that joke first, which is why I'm not high-fiving
Yeah,
you.
like an hour ago.
Oh yeah, really? That's what it is. You get the dollar in the tip jar every time. You're like, that's my IP. That's my IP. Yes, your IP.
He's patent trolling.
Yes.
That's a reference.
Can't help but notice you made a joke about snakes on a plane.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen. I'm gonna have to drop some paperwork.
fair
Take you
use.
to court over use of my IP. Actually,
And is it not true? Alright, so, very quickly, you see the battle was done. Out in the open as you are, you actually do see that some of the... Back to the map, ladies and gentlemen. So you had fought here and engaged this area.
We did.
And in the process, you actually noticed that these folks here,
No.
some at least...
a mile away.
Well, see, that's the problem. Is it keeps him a mile away? That's right. But then it's I screwed up my scale. I really did. That's fine.
They
That
feel
is
the
what you-
vibrations
'cause
in
the thing
its
is-
jaw.
This
you
is
know
what
what?
you
I'll
get
live and die
for-
by my crappy
This is what you get for
proportions.
cramming.
No, but
You
what it
made
is?
this today.
No, I made this last night.
Oh,
Then you
in front of
No,
the
then you-
sofa, watching Handmaid's Tale. I should have been able to.
That's an intense show. I can understand you were
That
distracted.
right?
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god. Especially last
Surprised
night.
it's not covered in tears.
What kind of an animal drew this thing? There's no tears on it. But that's a really good point. I know that is a really good point. I will live and die by like crappy cramming. So you're once again free and clear. And actually, as you note, there's even bushes that actually could take you pretty easily beep, 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 straight to the spindle node.
Well, so we wanted to go there and summon some kind of distraction animal, correct?
Or distraction,
Is that
whatever.
the-
It's like
or
you
whatever.
pull something from the planes.
Are we trying to summon it to this one because we want to pull people this way? Or...
I mean, I think we should summon it to that one if
The
we want to
furthest
go
thing away,
here.
Far away as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Navigator helpfully chimes in. I could summon something on any amount of platforms that you require.
Oh, well, what about
Or teleport one group away
each
and
of
teleport.
these?
Yep, just not the one we have to pass by.
This one you can't quite see yet, but you do note when you get over to this area that this actually accent spindle node is crushed. It looks like it's been destroyed for some reason, and it does seem like it's inoperable, the entire thing. But these are still very much active.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, do it.
Cool.
Okay, so one more time, just so I am fully understanding. This is going to be a creature.
Yep.
Sure.
This is going to be a creature or teleport.
Yep.
A creature.
Creature.
Why not both?
I think
Yeah.
Creature.
Swap places.
creature, and then that's going to be creature or teleport.
Yep.
Yes.
You actually teleport away, and the creature that comes back is people, and they're like, "Oh, thank you, you saved us. No more snake." But that isn't what happens. What happens instead is that on each one of these platforms, I realize it's a mile away. So what happens is you see like up on like shimmering, another one of those very real illusions that you saw actually in Rosira down below in the bay. You actually see this happen. Each one of those platforms starts to ripple a little bit like water, and then it blackens until it looks like liquid obsidian, and then up out of it actually surges this on each one of these a vaguely female but very demonic, horrific, like black skinned twisted creature just erupts up out of this liquidy black obsidian portal that it came from. Its skin itself seems to be made of the same stuff, and just starts slashing with long claws and fangs, just starts slashing and eviscerating the other. I'm calling these Yeth, by the way, just to try to be. So the Yeth, the serpent
we
people.
summoned 3 Callies.
Yes, right here
All right.
is
Navigator, we're going to have a talk about proportionate response.
one. Right there, and you're saying right there.
Yeah.
All right. All right, yeah. So you see that briefly, and then the image flickers away, but even over the miles, you actually hear screams and hisses and like a general alarm from the compound sort of springing up.
Yep.
Our
Please.
distraction is sprung.
Let's go.
Been
He should
sprung.
turn the traps off on the inside.
Oh yes, Navigator.
Traps on.
Traps.
Traps off.
Yeah.
Traps off.
Right.
And the navigator's like, oh, those are the Voshira. I hope that wasn't a mistake.
They seem fun. Let's go.
All right, you book out. Cool. You pass by this portal tower. Glancing up at it, it doesn't seem dead. It seems active. But when you look through it, it looks like a bleak, blasted hellscape of some otherwhere that you are unfamiliar
Why
with.
would anybody
entirely.
ever travel to plains? They all suck.
Well, at least
Like,
these
where's
do.
the pleasant plains?
They
The
exist. They do.
Feywilds is one.
It's all about your
Thank
travel
you.
agent these days.
What if the Shadowfell were the middle plane, and we live in the good reflection of it?
Ooh.
Boosh. That's right. Shadow.
That's depressing.
Whoa.
So you go through here. You actually cross this rubble. You do actually see that these things, the Voshira, because now it's less than 3 miles for the sake. Otherwise, we're just running forever. These things are slowly pulling this way. These obviously are up to their neck in
They're on
demon
cackles.
spawn. Cruise through there, bushes, cruise up there, I assume. And then please, party call or someone, let me know what you actually do to get towards that last thing.
All right. Yeah.
Because there is no, these, at least for now, are somewhat in place.
I mean, I think we go around like this. If we have to deal with this group,
Yeah.
then we do
then
that.
just book
But
it.
yeah, then we just book it.
All right, let's take you right to there, which you can approach quite easily enough. As you go by, you actually notice here that this pedestal, this summoning pedestal, there are long, like almost serpentine tentacles that actually are writhing up out of it and whipping around
Okay.
like wildly. And they look like they've got some reach, but not like huge, but just some reach. And that thing just seems to be constantly undulating with these tentacles.
Great.
Grasping at
Awesome.
whatever.
How many snake people are in that small group of snake people? Now that we're closer.
2 of the serpent-headed and 2 of the more human-looking ones.
I think we should just bum rush them at
Yeah.
this point.
We can
Agreed.
take them.
We just keep running.
Just keep running. So yeah, and if you do that, I'm gonna have you do a hide check, and if it beats their passive because they're not actively scanning around right now, then you get off the entire party a free surprise round.
20.
Flash, you did so good.
Yeah, for
I say
hiding.
quietly.
Oh,
You've hidden well.
Usa.
Everyone look at how no one can see him.
All right, excellent. So let's see, everybody. What did you get?
9.
9. All right, total. Okay, and idle.
21.
21. And Matthew?
20.
Or Flash? 20. All right, excellent.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh, okay. You're definitely getting a surprise round.
11.
11. All right. Okay. And
Elk and I are 9.
okay. So everyone that beat a 13 gets to act this round with surprise, and you get to do it at advantage.
I'm just going straight in.
Why not chuck a spear or something? Sear and spear.
How about
Turn
I just
the
run
anti-sweat
straight
hat.
in and just bash through them with my shield?
You could do
That's
that.
exactly what I'm doing.
I would love it. I would love to see some Flash on the attacks.
I'm sure I'll miss, but
No,
that's what I'm gonna
no,
do.
that's
So
not the
I'm
way to begin.
rolling at advantage. So I
You
just
are.
keep running. Because why not?
Yeah, because why not?
Dope.
Oh yeah, that does it.
No, you had advantage to Flash.
I know. I
Yeah.
rolled it.
And
I got a 20.
that's perfect. Nat 20?
No.
But even so,
19.
you hit. You totally hit. The armor class is the same as the last group. They don't really have a high armor class. It's really not the snake's bag. So, all right.
So I just bashed through them with the shield.
Nice.
I've
And
no
that
idea.
is... You can get two of the Malison creatures at the same time.
Nice.
That's the serpent-headed
All right.
creatures.
I don't know what I would roll for damage. Because
I was saying like D6 plus strength, which I realize is kind of... In fact, that's something if you attune, you could choose to like up your damage die. So you kind of have different paths.
I do 3 points of damage. But
Really?
it's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
Really.
All right.
It felt powerful.
I did. It's like it probably looked okay.
All right.
You're like, there's
3
the guy
points
who
of total
never
damage.
attacked anything running into the midst of a bunch of snake people.
In your backpack, that sword is going, oh, now it's the thought that counts.
Right.
Show me how to hit people, boss.
Well, technically, I hit them.
All right. Anybody
Which
else
is
get
a
a
step
surprise?
up, sword.
Yes.
Go for it.
Am I
So there's
in stealth? Do I get advantage on this attack?
You do.
Sweet.
Fucking sword.
Cool. Roll a 21 to attack with my
That
short
hits.
bow. And I get sneak attack damage.
Okay. One on the left or the one on the right? I'm gonna shoot some of
The
these.
one that Flash damaged. Oh, did you damage both of them?
Yeah.
Oh, then I guess the one on the left.
Here's the thing with the tentacles.
Yay.
So, do we just see tentacles?
Also, for the record, they look like grasping tentacles, and they look indifferent to what they grasp. Although I'm just saying that.
I was hoping to get a high enough roll that I would just knock some.
You think that you might be able to
tentacles,
do that? Is where we're headed with this. So Flash, you booked up there. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Actually, let's move these back just because we can certainly do that. And these are the two that Flash injured, and then I'm gonna actually make these.
Oh, you should
The,
I'm over there.
oh, okay.
Injured.
No longer hiding in a bush.
In air quotes,
can be.
please.
Oh, yes.
Slightly bothered.
Is that okay?
Yeah, you carried the bush. That was why you hit so well.
Yes.
You
All right.
had a bush on.
So, 1, 2, 1, 2. Which one?
19 damage on. I
These
guess
have lower hit points. These higher.
this
points.
one.
Okay, right there. We'll call that one PD2.
I will use my bonus action to get back into stealth.
Okay, and that was how much? I'm sorry.
19.
19, great. All right. 21.
Damn. Well,
And-
maybe it's fine.
Well, maybe
12
12 total.
to hide. Yep.
Okay. On their turn, we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
On that note, everybody roll initiative unless there's been no more. Yep, no more.
Oh, why? Maybe my elk did
You're
better.
kicking my ass today.
It's the new dice. They've only been rolled a few times.
They've still got the numbers in them.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
They haven't been All of their magic has not been drawn out.
All right. I'm not going to break them up too much again because that was a lot. So, Diedrich.
10.
All right. And Idle.
7.
Uh-oh.
Did you roll like a negative number?
Close.
Your flash.
17.
All right. Oh, look at this.
Right?
Right.
Take it home to Flash.
Take it home.
9.
All right. Take it to go, Frunk.
Deadly whopping 6.
Right, deadly whopping 6.
They will know what hit them.
They will know what hit them. Well,
Flash,
just Flash,
what do you
guess
do
what?
out there?
Topple the order to you.
That's a really good question. I don't actually know what the hell I would do up here.
I think it's because
Rare,
they're
my
evil.
friends.
I'm gonna whichever one is closest. I get.
So you literally right there. So actually, it's either of these two. But really, I mean, like you're at the 4.
This could
right
be the
now.
moment of redemption for Nemasword.
Oh
There's these evil creatures in front of you, and our objective just beyond them.
Release me. Do it.
Oh, I totally do it.
You do it?
Fuck yeah, why not?
Oh,
Yes!
This could be really fun or really funny.
Remember that
I'm
it's
happy
got-
both ways.
That it's got the other guy's hand still holding onto it
It
too.
increases your reach.
That's why they call it a hand-and-a-half
All right.
sword.
I'm so excited.
All
It
right.
adds like extra torque to it with extra
I
power.
had to feel like this was going to happen, Mark.
Oh no! Of course I did. Of course I did.
Now is your time to shine, you stupid fucking sword.
You pull it out, and as you do it, you unwrap. And then I will flay the bones from your body.
Sounds great.
Flash.
Yeah.
What? What's going on? No, this is a trick. You feel this? Wait, no. This is. It's
I'm gonna redeem this sword.
It's a charisma battle.
Oh, is it?
It's a charisma
Within
battle.
it, can I give?
Best 2 out of 3. This is arm wrestling with personality.
Love it.
You're really?
Yeah, oh yeah, really.
Okay. You want me to roll?
I want the full fury of Jaflash's charisma. Yes, I do.
25.
You're the best around. 15. Oh, so personable. Oh, I haven't felt fingers like that in so long around my hilt.
Did you?
Oh,
Never mind,
You're-
putting
you're-
it back.
Actually, the champion's hand falls away, discarded.
Yep.
24.
Jaflash.
So
Will you take me back, Jaflash?
I will take you back.
All right.
Let's swing at these guys. Shall we swing at these guys together?
Yes, together.
Hand in
In hilt.
evil pommel.
Yes.
What are the stats on this?
So-
like, multiple millennia army leading.
So
They're
here's
negative.
what- No.
It's kind of rusty.
Which is higher than it was, really.
For now, because here's what I'm thinking. This will be, and we'll flesh this out more if you would do. Is constant battle because it is still
I love
evil. But on this moment, my friend, it's
Yeah, kick the
it's-
shit out of it
So
in the
it's
charisma
it's
roll.
actually it's +5.
All right.
Because
5.
yeah, it is. But here's the deal. Like, actually, yeah. Let's take it down because it is true. It did wage war against the planes. It was wielded by a Cambion, but especially because you're going to inherit this potentially someday.
This problem as a dungeon master.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Not this way you made it.
When Diedrich
So,
kills
I was
Jaflash.
thinking, I can also do like really quickly as quick. I don't know, or it could be +3 sort of sharpness, but then with a super strong ego that we can flesh out more. You can flesh out more later, and we'll flesh out.
This is you're behind the screen, man.
Well,
Don't
I
look
don't
at me.
actually tell the
All
sword
right, I'm gonna
this,
say this.
but just as a meta thing,
Yeah.
I'm still melting this motherfucker.
So here's what it is. It's +3, and it's going to be sharpness, which means crit range is doubled. So at a 19 or 20 you crit.
Okay.
Do you have?
And when you swing it, its red runes streak out and actually cut through the dim twilight of the night.
All right.
It looks really fucking cool, like Burning Man cool.
Do you have smite? Can you smite?
I don't.
Are you a smitey paladin?
I am not a smitey paladin.
Are you sure?
Very much on purpose.
Okay.
+3 hit and damage, crit range doubled.
Just
It's a crit.
A new crit?
Yeah.
Wow.
Woo! Woo!
the 19 crit.
Nice.
Woo! All right, well that happens. That happens.
So what am I rolling for damage?
Wait,
with
what's
This
dumbass
one?
Sword?
Is it-
Yeah.
It's a longsword D8
So
plus
2d8.
2D8 plus 6.
If you'd been able to smite, you would have doubled those dice too.
Yeah, that's not who I am though.
2d8
This
plus
even feels
6.
awkward. I'm gonna buy it.
Even rolling damage dice feels weird. I feel weird.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you crit rate. This is really a new day.
17.
17 total points of damage.
So delighted.
That is so nice. On this
I'm
one,
so happy.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry
Boy, oh
for
boy, I
screaming,
tell you.
chat. I couldn't help myself.
Finally, Miraz is right. You finally hit something, Sword. You finally hit something.
I can hit many things, Master Flash, and I will show you. And actually, as it strikes across this serpentine thing, it actually burns it. Like, it's like fire wicks away, and you see that the wound is just burned and blackened.
Yeah, I'm so
yeah.
melting this thing.
Don't let on. In fact, because that.
Wait.
Yes.
He's level 5.
You have extra
He gets an
attack.
extra attack. You get
You
the
have
second attack.
attack. Don't stop now.
Don't stop believing.
Cleveland.
10.
No, a 10?
Plus 5.
What?
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
plus
all
that's
that, plus all that
plus
junk.
3.
Plus
Plus
3
3.
plus your proficiency.
Plus your proficiency,
so
plus your
11.
strength, plus 3.
Should be 14.
Yeah, 14.
You hit.
Okay.
Sword hits, man. It's taken
Let us sing
millennia.
a new song.
Another 7 plus 1.
Plus 3 at least. For,
So plus 4, 11.
all right, 11 points of damage. Sweet. That is, you actually are just really giving it the business. It was really giving the business as it burns before your blade. I can tell you're excited just a little bit. All right.
Not really.
Really.
I feel a little dirty, to be fair.
I'm
So-
excited enough for both of us.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Now these things are going to kill you.
So,
I mean,
in each ear, actually, you hear submit,
perfect.
surrender.
Yeah. Do we get? Is this a charisma?
This
save?
is a DC 12 wisdom, and you're rolling at advantage.
At
for both.
advantage.
Mm-hmm.
What a stuff.
So 12 on one
Mm-hmm.
and 18 on the other one.
All right. I don't even know that you needed it, but just for the fact of it, like submit, surrender. And as the words sort of start to bounce around your skull, you hear never, which was where the advantage came from. All right.
It
Then
does fit
we
right
have.
with your
Oh
dice.
It
my
does.
gosh.
I love them. You might have to send me a link to where
Well,
you
why
got
not
them.
keep it
I
going?
got it with the comic.
So you're free and clear of those two effects. Why not these as well? They see who the real boss is of this particular battle
Perfect.
brigade. Surrender.
Oh my god.
Two more rolls as each of these creatures weave in and out of your sight.
Do it.
Oh nope.
Well,
Oh.
that's plus.
Yeah, remember,
You have a plus
you're
5
adding
to that.
pluses. you
No,
only need-
for wisdom. Oh
Wisdom
yeah.
save.
Yeah.
Yeah, wisdom's
16.
plus 5.
yeah, that'll do it. I would think.
Oh no.
13.
This one's totally cocked. It's.
It is totally
See,
fine. Yeah, I
there
mean,
you go. See,
for
now
what-
it's a 7.
13.
13 is enough. And once again, because of advantage, actually, like you start to feel your mind muddy, and then never. It says, "We will sunder you, serpents."
I just
How am I
sword.
doing so far, Master?
Yeah,
I need to flash.
You're doing.
Flash.
You're doing great, sword.
I talked about this. About
Yeah.
this. All right,
Just shush.
Diedrich, and then Frank.
Looks like from there, if someone can help me, I just want to close with the
Yeah.
nearest Vendover person there.
Jaflash looks like he's getting mobbed.
Yeah, so I'm just taking my full attack action against this snake person. One is a crit miss. The other two are definitely hits. I'll turn one of them into a goading strike. Wow, those are some low rolls. So that is a total of 13 damage
On the
on the
one, yeah.
that one,
which is unfortunately not the one that Idle had struck earlier. Okay.
and then it makes the whiz save
Oh, okay.
for being goaded.
For being goaded.
Yeah.
It's a sucker for a save. Oh no, crit fail.
All
It's fully goaded.
Yep.
Super goaded, and remind me in case I forget, it's going to roll a disadvantage
If it
on its
attacks,
attack.
if it attacks anyone other than me.
No, even on you, because it crit failed on the thing.
Oh, sure.
It's so angry at
Okay.
you that it's actually, I'll show you.
I'll take it.
Frunk, and then Idle, and then Varus.
All right.
And then you see Nemesis come up. Like, that was
Yeah.
from far away. You see Queen, and then just like, you see going to town.
Yeah.
So I'm
You
gonna
smell burning snake.
I'm gonna approach
Smells like
behind
chicken.
Diedrich and get Junior to just give me a little boost and launch me over Diedrich's head to come flying down on the back of this guy with my sword.
Boom.
That's gonna be 21.
21 hits.
And 15 damage.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That is super nice. It's the same thing. Tracy had the same. There we go. Almost like trying to do fast addition, subtraction. It's hard. That's a lot of damage. You actually see it opened up. It's still alive, but pretty messed up. That's it. All right. Idle.
Yes.
Varys.
So I'm gonna shoot the
Very
same one that's nearest me. Am I in stealth?
You got a 12,
I think
right?
Yeah.
And you're shooting at one of the purebloods?
No. This.
Yeah, that's your pureblood. Yeah,
Oh,
actually
okay.
12 is good enough.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Oh, shit, sorry. No,
What?
it's not. Sorry. It's got a 13.
Okay,
Got a 13.
that's fine. I still get sneak attack damage because your flash is near it.
Yep.
I am. I'm ready
That's
to the battle.
19.
19 hits.
I'm gonna just have to keep stealing this.
Yep, please.
Try to figure out. I like the death from above.
Okay,
Fairly we have some
so
damage. These extra damage.
10, 16, 20 damage in total.
Alright, you kill it.
Yes!
Nice.
Boom, strike it down. Was
Yeah.
that with an
So I'm
arrow
not
from
angry.
behind?
It was with an arrow.
You see
I'm-
its throat explode
It's
as the arrow
complicated.
sticks out of it.
Because I just used my evil sword to swipe some snake
It
dudes.
is
and
complicated, yeah.
I
using-
don't really fight, and I'm not evil, so
Hit.
No, that's not an attack.
Oh, that's
my
a hide.
bonus
That's
action did
a
hide.
much better. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a 24.
Yeah, that'll do her. Varys, you're up.
Cool.
And then
My
your flash. You're at the very start of the round. Yeah, you kind of like this movie. This evil sword, and you have more in common than you thought.
This
You
plane
like to
is
kill?
giving to me.
But you like to defend, I like to kill. What's not to like? July.
So
Opposites attract, don't they?
Shush, sword, just shut up, Jesus.
Come on. You missed me too, didn't you, July?
I didn't.
Oh,
He didn't.
So
This far
I-
away from putting you back.
We almost
There-
completely forgot
There
about
are
you.
so many portals here.
I attack Snake Guy. I rolled a 19, so I hit
Perfect.
him. I do 13 damage
Perfect.
on him. He needs to do a saving throw for 13 strength.
To be fair,
There we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Gosh, this is
portals.
pathetic. I am finally reduced to actually carrying the one.
Carry the one.
Ah, shameful. All right, so I did that. Then what is it? It's
Roll for a DC 13 on strength.
Okay, and that's just a trip, right?
Yeah.
I did not get it. Actually, wow. Too
Falls
bad.
down?
Yeah, it does. Right.
Come on in,
Falls
elk
over.
friend.
Bum, 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 bum.
So
Bum,
elk friend starts the stompiness, and it very much hits it. That's 25.
And 25 very much hits.
So and then I'm gonna go D8s. One more if you would. Thank you, good man. All right, so that's not good. 4 damage, and that one's better. 10 damage. That's 18 damage.
18 damage, nice.
So together we
18.
do.
Boom,
Stomping
yeah.
damage.
Stomping,
Yeah.
smashing, still up, but very much smashed and good-apated.
That was 31
all right,
damage
top of the
combined.
order. Jump.
Yeah, we're rolling. Actually, do I need to charisma battle? Do you want
Not
to do
yet. Not yet. Not yet. Have a taste, Julash. The first crit's free.
that? I literally put it back in my.
No!
Oh my god.
Come on! You gotta strike one more time.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Really?
I-
You're really
hold on,
doing
hold on.
well.
There are a number of.
Yeah, I put it back in
What
my
was it?
backpack.
What was it?
It said 15.
That hits.
No, I was.
That was his
That was
charisma.
my like. I
Plus
was doing,
5.
No, I was
No.
doing a charisma to put it back in my backpack.
Oh, that's
Like
nice.
if I would have done lower,
and
but I
so
really
it doesn't
feel
want
like.
to be put back.
He's influencing you and you don't like it and you're trying to get rid of it.
17.
So do you want?
Well,
do you want
the
that
fif-
roll?
You rolled a charisma to put it back.
That
All right.
15 was
So,
not counting
it's a
his
23.
plus 5 bonus.
You've got a really indomitable charisma. Just F-wise to
I know.
the eyes.
I know. That's
So-
why would I?
I'm just going to
So-
point out there's a number of portals to other planes around here. You could
Seven-
chuck him through any of
I've
them.
got a 17. It tries.
He'll just come out with the other one, all, but now completely like
Think of the things we can
monk-like
do.
now. I like the idea that he comes back in.
Flash, can I have my Cambion hand back?
No,
Please.
no.
Oh.
Oh, come on. Where did it go? It's on the ground somewhere.
No.
Okay.
All right, that's my action.
That's your
Sounds
action.
great.
All right, that's
Yep.
your action.
I love it.
And then on that note, that one's on the ground. Wow, there's only one left, so I'm not even going to try to do that with you anymore. That's a crit.
Perfect.
That is a crit. Perhaps in all of this hurly-burly, Nimbusword gets its final... This is going to be with its scimitar
Okay.
for 12 points of damage.
Fine.
12 points of damage.
Yep.
That's one attack.
All right.
14 doesn't hit, because you got great armor.
I have 20, an armor class of 20.
Who's doing
That
this
doesn't-
attacking?
This is this creature right here.
The one that's goaded and rolling at disadvantage?
Oh yeah, you know what?
Oh,
But
shit.
that is true. That is
that
true.
was not a crit against you.
No, hold on, take it back. That's right. That's right. God, this is what you have to remind me.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna roll again though,
Okay.
because that was a crit, so it doesn't count. Oh, a 10 doesn't hit you.
No.
The 13 doesn't hit, right? It's a 20. It was that
You
aforementioned
really
20.
You
were
actually
saying
need-
earlier the
you
20
need a crit to hit me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right.
This is how it's done.
And the other pure blood is dead, correct? So then here comes the Mals. Okay, Mal 1. Let's start with this. Mal 1 with 15 feet of movement stands up. So it did that. Then, doesn't have really a lot of places to go, right? It's between a rock, it's between an elk, and a weird place. So it's going to keep going. It really is. I mean, it is. It's nice. Like, there's nowhere to go.
Look in a weird place.
You know,
In a weird.
all right, so it's not going to try to... Is the bear in front of it directly? That's the elk, and the dire wolf is the... All right,
Yeah, kind of off to the
all right. It's going to go... The elk is the thing that pummeled it, so congrats, because it doesn't know enough to do anything differently. 16 on the elk and a 15 on the elk.
Okay. Both of those hit.
Okay. 14 points of damage on the elk, which as it threw its attack away. Meanwhile, over on the Jaflash side of things, it's going to attack you again, Jaflash. This is not the
great.
pure blood. This is actually straight up one. First with the bite. Does a 19 misses? Of course
Yep.
it does. Goodness gracious.
Still.
Why even try?
I don't know
even
why.
try?
That's a good question.
Clang, clang,
You
clang
should ask yourself.
goes the trolley, and also the attacks off of your plate mail.
Yep.
So there you go.
The shield just laughs.
Diedrich.
Yep.
And then
normal attack. I'll do both of my normal attacks first to see how this goes.
am I the dungeon master right now? Or Dennis?
Well, that's not great. I'll turn one of these into a precision attack.
And you're striking this one right there.
Yeah, the pure blood.
Yep.
The pure blood in front of me.
Yep.
Okay, so the lower one is a 15 to hit,
Got it.
and then a 16 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. So that is a total of 16 damage.
Dead.
Okay, and then I've still got my bonus attack, so I will throw my offhand axe at the nearest Malison.
Okay.
That's a 16 to hit.
That hits.
For 4 damage.
Alright. Cool. Brunk, you're up.
Okay.
Dennis,
This guy's down.
you could sing songs about yourself.
I walk slowly towards this Mal while actually fixating on the sword, but I come around behind this guy and I just try and grab him and whirl him back towards the tentacles.
I love it. Do it.
Such a failure, sword.
So that's gonna be.
You whip it into the tentacles. Look what I rolled.
Oh wow! Yeah. Okay.
So you chuck that serpent straight backwards with the power of your half-orc strength, and surely enough, as it floats through the air, a tentacle goes and it into some kind of otherwhere, just and it's gone.
You couldn't let me get my axe back first?
That's true. That's true. That's not the magical one, right? Because
Nope.
so that is an
That
axe.
was the offhand one. Yep.
But you know
I've
what?
I've lost
That
4
axe
of
may
them.
come
Feels
back.
more in character not.
So
to help
there's
you.
an axe floating through the farish realm of Diedrich's as
There's
we
like
speak.
an army of axes on their way back to
An angry
each
sword.
of which.
That's what it is. And they are returning. just a little bit slower.
Just a
Four
little
axes of the apocalypse.
We could all take bets on what creatures will be holding them when they come back.
Go back, right? Also, inspiration.
Guys.
Oh, you gotta be using your inspiration because that
I
was
gotta use
inspiring. That was it. You gotta use your inspiration more because that would have. I can't give inspiration. Idol, you're up. Then Varys, you're up. There's actually
There's just the one left.
there's
guess-
just the one
yeah.
left. Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, I shoot that one.
Yeah.
I'm successfully in stealth.
Shoot the
Oh, yeah.
remaining living thing.
No, that's us.
See, we're not so different. Use an eye.
So 22
Hits.
Is this
sneak attack
Kind of
damage.
pipe up out of the back. A little
sword?
bit. Well, maybe it's getting a little,
Ugh.
it's in its own native climate. It's like sort of a dark dimension. It's got a
Right.
dark sword. It's a dark
So-
blade.
It's,
We gotta
in,
get
it's in
outta
my
here.
dark
11,
backpack.
It's an emo sword in an
Yeah.
emo world.
15 damage.
15. You know what? You kill it.
Yes.
Because his battle is definitely over and that was close enough. So you're right? So, again, it doesn't look like any of the people from miles away, as Idle would point out, have heard anything. And you are all right about here. Let's see, you're right about there.
Right, yeah,
Battle
that's where we
joined.
were.
Yeah.
So it looks like a straight shot
Yeah,
Let's
let's
go.
book it.
to the
go,
Ascension
go.
platform.
I assume Varys quickly changes into an octopus, high fives the tentacle beast.
Oh my gosh,
We're
that's
on our way.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
What's up, Montenti?
Montenti. You know what's funny is you don't really know what's on the other side. It could just be a giant. I mean, maybe it is just a giant Varys.
It's Varys from
It's
the
a-
future.
Or I get thrown into the
Never
portal
Varys.
somewhere.
Oh no.
It's
It
Nemavarys.
could also just be a plane that is just tentacles.
Yeah.
It could. Ooh, it could
Kind of
be.
like if they were snakes.
Oh,
What
the
are
best
snakes?
part of calamari.
The tentacle plane.
You look up there. The bracelet opens the door, and you go inside. It's about a 60-foot diameter room. You see all around it murals depicting glorious victories from the Syrian Navy covering the walls and the ceiling. Amazingly detailed busts of stern-looking commanders encircle the perimeter also, which was not unlike what you saw in the place where you originally powered up Navigator in the first place, where the statues you saw around the planar things. These are like that, only now they're just the busts of all the leaders, or some of the leaders of the Navy. All but a few of these busts have been defaced in some way. Several large metallic lockers stand upright or on their sides. The doors are all broken open. Blackened bones are all scattered around them. However, there's one locker that is upright, sealed, and intact. And beyond that, you actually see another one of those platforms that you've come to understand as Siren teleporty to somewhere else. Things.
Right. Well, I assume we get on that platform.
Should we look inside the chest first?
Shall we ask?
I've
that?
heard
Seems
Yeah.
like it might explode and kill you.
Look, you want to look in that chest?
Be
I
gentle
would
with
very
him.
much like to look in there. However, I do not have the associated skills to
Well,
wanna
oh, that's
inspect
right.
it,
I can do
yeah.
this from a distance with my mage hand.
If only someone could look at such things as traps.
Right. I can
Treasures.
do that from a distance with my mage hand.
Aha. So, alright. So, what are you going to do? I don't...
Do that from a distance with my mage hand.
Right, but do that, you're going to detect
It was like,
traps.
Gotta
it
check
was
the
like
traps.
foreshadowing
Traps.
when you
Yep.
said it the first time.
Yep. Is that just
This,
investigation?
so it is int, investigation, or arcana. Your choice.
They're the same.
Okay.
Ah!
Oh, critical
Funny.
failure.
That's a nat one.
Everybody.
You reach out and your hand comes from behind you and pokes you.
13, DC 13 dex.
I mean, you're not all standing around it, right? Like,
Well,
we're
they're all-
standing back 30 feet.
Yes. Everybody's in that room. As
Everyone, okay.
I
Yeah.
believe it's true.
Cool.
10.
Cool.
Okay, that's a miss. Remember, miss.
17.
Hit or save. Also a hit, but it's a save.
What was this? A
7.
deck? Was this a
Dex.
deck?
Miss, yeah.
Okay. 11.
Miss.
11.
Miss. No, hit. That's a success. No, just kidding.
I'm not going to go easier on you when I'm leaving.
All
can't
right.
win any favors
So what
now.
happens is, honestly, had you done that remotely and it would have just been a normal fail, I would have audited. But Something happened that actually triggered this. In those murals all around, you see actually all around glyphs become red hot, and then inferno of fiery energy. Just
Didn't we turn off the traps? Navigator,
I
we
thought
turned
we
off the
did.
traps.
Maybe that was only in the big
This is
central
not the
hangar.
hangar.
This is another thing.
27 points of damage
To everyone who failed.
to everyone who failed, or half that to those who succeeded. Which, as you know, Jaflash, half of 27 is, of course, it's
13.
of course that's what it is. Or is it rounded up?
It's rounded down.
It's rounded down. That's what it should be. It should be rounded down. I've always
Always
thought that.
round down.
So 13 for those who succeeded, 27 for those. So that is a scorching. That is a scorching of scorched proclivities.
Yeah, I pass out.
You're down, not dead.
No.
Just all right. Idle. After all that, you see smoking still fresh.
Yep. Eyebrows
Smells
singed
like a
off.
latrin.
Well, I'm gonna have to pencil those back on.
I go up to her and lay on hands.
Thank you.
15 points.
15 points.
I've been forced out of wolf form back into Varus form.
Oh wow! That was it was a 40-10 glyph of fiery destruction trap from the Syrian masters of yore.
I legitimately forgot you were an elf.
And now I'm just standing next to the giant elk. I'm like, this is still. Oh, I know. I have to roll for that.
Oh, for concentration.
Nope, it's gone.
Now that being said, Idle, at least what you think you know of traps like this, the arcane component of it is probably
Blown it.
pops.
Right.
So, you paid
So I'm gonna
Soft.
try and open it up now, but using my mage hand.
Okay.
Still from 30 feet
And
away.
you can do everything.
It didn't
you can
help
do with your
before. Just
regular
go up and
hands.
open the
No.
goddamn thing.
No.
I want
We
to
all
walk
still took
outside. Can I
27
go back
points of
inside?
damage.
Right, it really stinks in there, to be honest. Woo!
I mean, have you ever smelled burnt dog?
Yes, lots of it.
No.
So this is an interesting.
You don't
this is
smell.
in-
You're a snake.
With,
You feel vibrations
It's
in
into
your jaw.
Arcana. You wouldn't think of this sort of say, Brunk, you know from your time at the Syrian Walkman. Remember that you know some of the music of opening and access. If you are playing these tonal notes, you may be able to aid Idle and
Okay.
being able, because this isn't just like a mere lock, right? So if that is true, while you play, Idle, you will be an advantage. This is a weird combo. It is Intelligence Arcana, which I know those don't usually go together, but you
Yes,
can use
they
your
do.
Arcana proficiency. Oh yeah, that's right. I meant sleight of hand.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah.
intelligence, sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. So if you have sleight of hand proficiency, you get it.
I
Otherwise,
do.
you just use your int.
I actually have double proficiency for sleight of hand.
And identical bonuses for intelligence and dexterity.
Yeah. Also
All right, that's great. You are proficient in this particular.
Yeah, so I get a 30.
Yes, you do. That thing fucking
Hey,
flies
Frank.
open. It's the chords of opening, like you're like that plus everything. It all
Yeah.
falls together for you, and it pops open
30.
this
The
large
best is
locker.
that-
I know.
Inside, and chat crew may want to keep track of some of this stuff because as they port, but you see a helmet. Like what this looks like is a gear locker, quite literally a gear locker. So from the top, you see a helm. I'm just going to tell you what these things are. Navigator will tell you what these things are because again, my last session. Helm of Comprehend Languages.
Whoa.
Great for those exploring the many planes that be. Helm of Comprehend Languages. Something that Navigator says, I believe our aquatic captain will find useful. Goggles of Night. They confer dark vision. And these are, of course, a Syrian cool pair of those.
All of a sudden, you're a piece of cola concept art.
A potion of breathe without air. Looks like a holdover. I know you've got void protocol, but you never know. But this is the things they equip the crew with. Potion of breathe without air. 3 healing potions.
Okay.
A really interesting bag, knapsack kind of contraption that ends up being a bag of holding.
A knapsack of holding.
And then chat crew,
Pack of holding.
you find. All right. There are 4 braces
messenger
of
bag
Syrian
holding.
spears. 4 braces of Syrian spears that you see actually in the back. They kind of look like, in modern parlance, it would be like a clip, right? They're like, but they're like this. And Navigator actually says that these are actually for the bolt casters, which are on the Syrian ships. So they're like ammo packs. So 5 clips for the bolt caster, and in addition, 2 shard cores, which Navigator identifies as the ammunition block required for the shard cannon, which is also apparently an armament on said Syrian ship.
Shard.
Shard. Yeah, I knew you were gonna. I was like, shard. God, how can I get away with sharding? Shard storm. Nah, that wouldn't work either. Shard storm. It didn't work.
Shard cannon.
Shards.
Yeah.
And that's that. That's that. So yeah, and then after that, everything seems to be pretty chill in the ascension node. So I just really smelled it.
Let's ascend.
And you ascend.
Yeah.
We have a
And
half hour left. Let's
Yeet.
ascend.
Oh wow! And the best part yet to come. We can do this. We can do this. Believe it or not, a vast open space filled with curving beams of metal that resemble pincers hang down from the distant ceiling far above. Still held within a few of these metal pincers, suspended high in the air, are 4 glorious iron ships.
So do we have to put one of those Syrian coins in, and then we can move the claw and pick out the ship that we want?
I need a pile. The claw.
Oh, we got this shitty blow up.
Keep going, keep going. We've got a few more Syrian coins.
I've heard about
That's
these
a
hangers.
The Syrian coins, that's what they are for.
These are a scam.
Yes, it is.
Turn back.
Last second crashing.
Yeah, just falls at the last minute. Fuck you, Syrians. The only visible way. Oh, wait. There's side
We
masts.
use hydrogen to make them float.
The side masts are nearly flush with the hull, right? The side ones you saw earlier out in the jungle, while its singular main mast stands proudly at center with no discernible sail at all. The only visible way up to the boarding platforms appears to be a series of switchback stairs some 80 feet above. Navigator chimes in. A preliminary scan indicates only one vessel has an operable interface mode pilot. The other vessels can fly, but would do so without benefit of my assistance, which would be very foolish if I say so myself. Unfortunately, that vessel is extremely low on power and not currently able to power up. Fortunately, there are additional power crystals on the 3 other vessels.
Oh.
You may also find ammunition for our
Fetch
weapon
quest!
systems. I know, right? This is like it breaks itself, doesn't it? You may also find ammunition for our weapon systems as well as other supplies. I advise you to harvest what you can quickly so that we may be away.
I just start hauling
Let's
ass
do
towards
it.
the first ship.
All right.
Yeah. Can we split into hit different ships?
Chat crew.
Yeah.
Chat crew
Chat
goes
crew
against
pairs
one.
up with us.
They should roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they are going to roll.
Yeah.
So I start hauling ass towards one.
All right.
Yep, I'll
So
go
we could
to
break
a
up
different
in-
one.
Yeah. We split in half.
Yeah,
All
two
right.
groups.
So 2 groups?
Yep.
2 groups, 2 ships? All right.
And then a third
and
group
chat.
for chat crew.
All right. Third group, chat crew. Chat crew gives me a bunch of rolls.
They're on the process.
Oh, yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. They're on the case.
They're constantly rolling. They just
Just
set
in case.
a break
Yeah.
line. Yeah.
I don't even
You
know
got
why
a
I got
19.
it. Lie down to the crew. Okay, so who's going whose? Where?
They'll let us
So
know.
I'm gonna go with Diedrich.
Yeah. The 2 of us and Statue Friend will go get one ship.
All right.
That's 3. That's 3.
Yeah.
All right, so you go up the ship. The ships that you actually are on, there are a lot of snakes that are dangling off of these things and slithering around. That's pretty creepy.
Do they have
Oh,
arms?
These don't. These are
Okay,
actually just
I'll
great.
use my mage hand to just kind of gently pluck them away.
Nate, like them
Set
away.
it
Roll
down
a
on the
1
ground.
The
4d8.
Rogue explodes. Okay, so actually on the first, let's say this is first crew. Go ahead and whoever wants to, 2d10 plus 5. 2d10 plus, actually for both crews, yeah, let's just speed this up.
2d10.
2d10 plus 5.
One member of each crew.
Yep.
No, go ahead.
But
You're the most arcane person.
is this Arcana?
I was hoping for that. And just, yes. Well, no, this is just a regular roll. You're just rolling
Just
to see how many spears you
just dice.
scavenge. This is clips of spears.
Okay.
Or actually just
So
spears.
my total number here is a 10.
All right. So 10 plus, and that includes plus 5?
Oh, yeah, 15.
No,
15. So if you find 3 clips of the Syrian spears below
Neat.
hold in the ship that you were looking at, and then in addition,
16. Oh, go ahead.
2d6. Oh, and how many?
16.
16 spears for you. So basically, 3 clips in one.
Plus one.
When you just pull out of the ballista. And you actually see that there are 4 and a half ballistas on these
Those
ships.
ones are great.
That's cool.
In addition,
Misplaced.
you can do this at DC 13. What is your gadget roll to pop spare battery out of the ship? What your Syrian artifact relic when you're
Arcana.
noodling around?
Oh,
with,
yeah.
Arcana?
Okay.
That is your gadget roll. Same over here. In order to pop one of the batteries out.
19.
DC
19.
13.
All right, you pop it. So battery acquired.
Battery acquired.
No,
All right.
I broke it.
We'll put a pin in that. You, you didn't break it, but you can't get it out. And then 2d6, which is very quickly. That's the number of shard cores you find. And later you'll discover what it is. Like you put those in, and then it basically shaves off.
Nice.
9.
Shard.
A very loud 9.
A very loud 9.
A very quiet 4.
Okay, 9 and 4. Okay, so to summarize all of that, because for everything you get onto the ship,
What?
16
I wrote
and
everything down, yeah.
15, 31 Siren Spears.
So 31.
Siren Spears. And then cores.
4. No core. Or no,
Or-
the power
Yeah, the shards.
shards. You got 4.
4.
I got 4 shards. And
4
you got 9.
shard cores and 9. Awesome. So 13 total shard cores
So-
and 1 battery.
What will their rolls do?
So they're if
They
get a
averaged
13,
12 on D20.
Yeah.
And they rolled a 19, a 14, a 16, a 3, a 7, and a 15.
Okay, if they average a 13
They average a
twice,
12.
They
right,
averaged
or-
12.
all right.
Oh no, guys!
So, but you do find some stuff in the galley. It's good. And in addition, actually, because you're looking around, maybe there wasn't as much stuff actually in that, you, crew, spy before the party does, from down below, hidden, a creature that looks like this, like slithers up. It's a large, hateful-looking thing, and it's flanked on...
How did it get in? What the fuck?
It can go that way too. These were used to be sirens. You actually see a bracelet if it makes you feel any better. Still on its human wrist.
Shit.
The abomination, favored of, yes. And in fact, let's move all this stuff out of the way. Charlie, it got in. Oh yeah, it's a former Siren. Do you want to know the real deal? It's a former Siren captain.
He's now a snake.
Oh, it is now a snake.
This place
It's the future you can look forward to. What you've always dreamed.
This place sucks.
So, chat crew, you saved the bacon of the party, even so, because this thing is very quickly slithering through the actual girders themselves, not even using the stairs, just like, and pulling up and like sliding very quickly up. Anyway, the hue and cry goes out, I assume. The party realizes.
Or
that
the Sahalgan cry.
Yes. Now, I'm going to show you, how much stuff you had been fighting earlier, where you are at, I'm sure, with hit points and various resources. And the reason why I bring this up is because as you make your way back to the ship, that navigator says it can power up to fly away. Yeah, don't do that one. Don't fly angry. This is not... I was hoping that maybe you could do a cool picture, Matt, someday.
Sure.
Because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is a dishonor.
You've drawn like 4 penises tonight.
That's...
Mark, so-
I don't... I swear. No! It's a potato.
Yeah, this one I don't see the dick.
All right.
I don't see...
Yet.
I don't see the dick
Don't-
sketch yet.
Just wait.
Wasn't that an old Saturday Night Live skit? Remember, like, he would start his little drawing and then it would actually eventually become phallic. So, this is your ship. And we'll do it this way, actually. And this is the ramp that goes to it. And it extends that way for quite a bit. But as you're falling back onto that platform, what you are seeing is
Ramirez has it.
this...
Yeah.
What?
Exactly, Ramirez.
What?
You guys didn't even see the bottom of the one trench, which literally was 2 testicles.
What?
That was
Tracy
pretty
had
funny. And I put
Tracy
the-
had to. Oh no, it was you. who
Yeah, and
covered
I
it up.
covered it, but I basically give it bush. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we're talking, you know what this shape used to be?
No, I don't actually.
So I
know
used to
or
have
want
this,
To know.
these, without the little squares,
Oh yeah.
and then they were all around this circular other object.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, jeez. that just looks, yeah. All right. So then I
You
put
need
the
some
little
new shapes, man.
ascension notes.
More squares,
Yeah.
sharper angles.
As your new DM, I promise there will be no phallic imagery.
There you go.
At least in the first one.
There you go.
We're going to return to a more civilized age.
A baby squirmy. Yeah, it's not good. All right. Why can't I help it?
It's just part of you.
So, this is part of me. Actually, I'm going to do this and assume that this actually can go and go and go. because they're not quite that close yet. But I'm going to show you what will be eventually happening. Oh, yeah. Where'd they go? Hi. Right. This is basically what is storming towards you is a mob, a veritable mob. These horrible critters. Is that just me? Wait, who said that? Is that Mears? Was it just me? Yes. I swear. Let's get trench.
Let's go.
Oh, you're talking about the battle man. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, let's do it. So,
Are we on the ship?
yeah, you hustle back to the ship, and this is important because these things are actually 2 rounds away from
can
actually
we-
being there and storming.
Can Navigator cut the bridge?
Yeah, I'm looking for anything that makes this ramp go away.
There is no such thing. It's a solid ramp. and
Navigator,
you're storming down it.
where do we put the batteries in?
Well, here we go. So first off,
Drop the
True.
bridge.
Are you
Drop
still
the bridge!
sticking to your assigned roles? This is interesting. You're the pilot, also first mate. I'm talking about that. First thing is
Yeah,
someone's
do
got to
I-
actually do an int or vehicle roll or arcana to actually assess the systems. This is actually dialing in.
Who's got the highest
I've got
Yeah,
high
what-
arcana.
Then there's
Do
placing the
I-
power supply, which is intelligence, and this is sleight of hand also, because it's a very complex series of things.
Oh.
to
Can I
place
just
the power
charm
supply.
the ship to work?
And then someone, and it would be you at advantage, to interface with the helm command, int arcana.
Okay. Well, the
And then-
sleight of hand thing definitely seems more my style.
And also, check
Yeah,
crew,
also
get
have
ready.
Pretty high sleight of hand.
So let's just go
I
down
bet
this.
you it's not as.
One person
Okay,
per.
sorry, can we hear the jobs that need
Yes.
to be done again?
Water vehicle, I said water because it's
Yeah.
all right. So vehicle int. Then there is int sleight of hand, which is placing power. Then there's interface with helm, that's int arcana. And then there is so that's it. Just 3 initially, and then there will be more for everyone else once that. That is
Okay.
essentially assessing the system,
So-
interfacing with helm, placing power.
Assess, batteries, helm.
So you
I
said
think-
she would get advantage because she's bonded with the navigator?
Yeah, because she's pilot idol.
For the
Okay.
interfacing
Helm.
with the helm.
Yeah, and you said you're good at sleight of hand, which
And
can
arcana, yeah.
replace the batteries.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do the assess.
All right, assessing the system. That's great.
It's int plus
Captain
vehicles.
Dietrich, quickly. Mm-hmm.
That is a 14.
That is good. All right, you're like, okay, this is already like you understand where all the systems are. It's not that different from the nautical ship, as it turns out. Somebody's got to place the power supply.
So that's a 16.
16. The ship is
You
online.
said this was with advantage?
Yes, with advantage, with helm.
14. Or, 17.
17. And with that, the ship, now, you think this thing has been dormant for at least a couple millennia, but it doesn't slowly shake off the dust. It actually unfurls like that. Just perfectly ready to go. Each one of the side sails snap out smartly, and then sails filament unfurl, and the top sail, another filament just fires out from it, and it's humming beneath your feet right now, ready for your command, ready to start pulling away from dock. But before I can do that, someone has to release the pincers. They're actually on the hanger. This is a strength athletics to actually like pull the thing into place.
Captain Athletics over here.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then
There's other jobs we can fail at.
that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, it's not a pure fail. It's not a fail all at once.
So with my bonus, it's an 11.
Inspiration.
It was just a 2. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, inspiration.
See, this is why I don't. You can't have nice things.
This is
I'm
the
trying to be
international
very
signal for inspiration.
Okay, now it's a 19.
good. All right, boosh. So the pincer, you're able to actually, like lever it out in place because you know where that system is. It's starting to unload. In fact, they open up
Tried,
and you
I was
see
like,
it hovering in place. The hangar doors above you, the ship's gray stores. Somebody has to open up those. Now, this is actually, ironically, this is Frunk. You could try to perform the tune of opening again. All right.
Okay.
And then you got to
So
do
is
a
it-
12
is
at
this,
advantage. You might want to just roll before you do the tune because you don't want to waste
I
your
know.
beautiful tune.
Is it what's the?
Well, he'll
check
still
again?
do
DC
it too.
12
it'll
advantage.
just
Performance,
suck.
you said?
Yes.
So that's a 23.
23. The doors open. Helm, maneuvering. This is Intercana DC 12. Since you are the pilot and the navigator, you're at advantage. And
Idol,
last,
get us out of here!
Chat
That's
crew.
pretty good. Yeah.
Wisdom perception DC 12. Chat crew plus 3.
Sure.
They're very wise. For spotting danger.
Spotting danger.
22.
22! Oh. You're pulling away from the dock. You actually see these things now storming up. You see them. You hear Navigator say, as you're waiting
I
for
should
these
run
rolls
back.
Give me your hand!
Where are you?
Because I went out
He was
onto
on the dock.
I was out onto the dock.
that's-
Just to last stand. motherfucker.
Right here?
Yeah, the sword is out.
Well, that. Oh!
Yeah, I was waiting.
Well, you actually see these things. Yeah, you see the abomination. Submit. You hear Navigator say, Pilot Idle, should I activate weapon systems?
That seems like a good idea, yeah?
Stern bolt caster, aft bolt caster is on, and shard cannon is on.
Shall we get a couple people in chat crew to?
Yes.
All right, guys.
So actually, chat crew is going to run the bolt caster,
Okay.
which is a much more wicked version of the. So the bolt caster is +8 to hit, and it's 3d12 plus 2d6 elemental damage of your choice.
I hope you guys hit things. So.
And then, so +8, 3d12 plus 2d6. That's a whole lot of damage for this particular round. What happens is when the seared spears are shot, they actually metabolize, or they have a reaction into something else. All this stuff, by the way, I would say you can do whatever you want to.
Yeah, thanks for giving the party all these OP
This is just-
abilities right before you abandon them.
Before you made them, but we will see. Yes, because they're like, you do whatever you want. So, and then
Oh,
that-
because you're about to be on this side. You just want
Yeah.
that shape.
Yeah.
You want a bag of
By the way,
holding.
those goggles,
You wanted a
those
magic
goggles, if Dietrich
Yeah.
doesn't need them. I'm just saying, like, you know. Could be. Yes, and then also, yes, the bolt caster and the shard cannon are online. Shard cannon is also +8, 2 bursts of 3 shards each, 3d10 plus 5 per burst. That actually is party operated. So bolt caster, chat crew, shard cannon, not. You would like to get off a round of shots so that your flash can jump back onto the boat. It's up to you. But for sure, chat crew should have a chance at that ballista. That does mark off a Syrian spear, however. Which, as it turns out, those Syrian spears are universal ammunition. That's what it is. Like, you can fight with them, the troops could, but they can
Oh,
also
so the
just
ones that we've been carrying are the same thing.
Yeah, they're the exact same thing. Universal ammunition.
What's the average?
15.
15. That hits. That actually hits one of the Malisons, but not the Abomination. And it actually just disintegrates it. Boom! You see a fine red mist burning. The ship peels away. 8:22. We can do this. Alright, you ready for the final? You power up. The ship pulls away just as the ship clears the hangar. You see one of the other ships lurching to life and tear itself violently from its holding array.
Whoa.
Like, right. It's on fire. It seems to be crashing into things, but coming up, following you. There's another abomination, which captains that one with some Malisons and purebloods on board. It's clear that this is not as expertly maneuvered or captained as the current ship you were on.
They don't have a navigator.
Out
Dumb motherfucker.
in the night air. The Night Mother has also descended into the fray.
Hell
from far
yeah.
above, hissing vile curses at the Faceless. Its dark coils encircle the plateau all around and currently block the portal tower back to Vandia. Sakututhaf stirma doshan dormakula. It says
This is
as
the
it-
big, like,
yeah,
Ouroboros
the
worm
Night
up
Mother.
in
The Leviathan
sky?
in the sky is now down in the plateau, circling in and out of reality. Its fanged maw turns to the party and lunges towards it. And then, from somewhere close at hand, the wyvern serpent shrieks and banks towards the party. In each of its claws, it holds a malison. So that's sweeping down at you as the Night Mother careens in, and below you still see the Syrian ship with the abomination on it.
How are we getting out? What was the plan?
Navigator
Back to the
says to
portal.
you, once it clears the dock, I am the navigator. You are the pilot. Shall we fly?
Let's fly.
Let's
hey,
fly.
quick question. What's stopping any of these guys from following us through the portal?
I'm glad you asked that question, Idle. When I was, and this is all happening.
Answer
at the speed of
faster.
thought. Yeah. The speed of thought. Says this. Basically, when these things are pushed in the pocket dimension of Penumbra, actually some of their essence smeared into the plane itself. They are actually indelibly tied into it. So it's actually, if they leave, they die.
Convenient. Let's
Yeah,
go.
convenient, right? They're basically, that's why they're trapped there. It's not they can't go out. They literally will die if they do. Now, this is a little game we're going to play. It's chase. So at the start of it, we're going to determine the distances between everybody. This is not going to be the initiative. We're going to determine the distances between all of the people in the chase. Then, and this is the important part, this is fun, chat crew's going to help with this, determining how to basically pick up the speed. This is creative problem solving, folks, so it's not just the ballista, although it could be, but it is also things like, well, I'm going to leave that up to you. Creatively decide how you could help speed the ship up, make it more maneuverable, etc. By the same token, party, you are each going to be the person that rolls one time around the table for the rounds of this thing. Before, until the entire party goes once, no one else can repeat as the roller of the party. Decide what you do that actually helps in this chase. Be as creative as you want to. I mean, you're going to have to justify it, but be as creative as you want to in this chase that goes on. You have a leviathan, an elder creature, trying to devour you. Its coils actually are currently blocking your way home, so you've got to try to maneuver it away from that passage. You've got another ship, a Yeth ship on your tail, and you've got a wyvern trying to board you. Now, at the start of each leg, you choose a character to roll, and the two sides make an opposed check. Whoever wins, that's how much distance will be pushed between us. And then, if the PCs roll an even number, I will roll on the event table for some other weird stuff to go down. And if it's odd, then the enemy will actually have the event table. And let's see what happens. It could be fun. It could be a total fucking disaster.
Let's see what happens.
All right,
Let's
so
see.
Night Mother, currently she is D100 plus times 6 away from you. I need you with this one, Matthew. 82. Wow, jeez. 82 times 6.
82 times 6?
Yes.
480, like almost 500.
Let's say 480.
82, no, times 6.
Yeah, times 6.
Yeah,
500?
hold on.
And then
496.
496. We gotta be very sporadic because you never know. So Night Mother currently the maul, which you think like if it can close on you, crush your shit, it could be really fucking bad.
That's feet.
That's
496
feet. Everything is
feet.
going to be in feet. Yeah, everything is in feet. 496 feet away. It swarms towards you. The wyvern is actually a lot closer than that because it was right outside the gate. In fact, no, that doesn't work. It's going to be 14. So basically, it's right next to you. You came out, which in fairness, it was at the top of the thing. The door is open. You're pulling out, and it is actually right beside you. Yep. That's currently 4. So the ship, the Leviathan ship, is down below, so it's going to be a little bit longer in the passage. 49 times 3, even I know that one, that's 147. Which actually gels with exactly it coming off the... I didn't even have to roll for that, so that's it. Yep, yep, great. All right. Chat crew, I'm going to let you go after a PC goes. First PC up. The Night Mother is 496 feet from you as its coils undulate in and out of this reality, making fast for your ship. The wyvern is right next to you, 14 feet away, with malices in each claw. It's trying to come at you, banking towards you. And then, of course, the Yeth ship below is 147 feet away. Who wants to go first?
What are the malices made out of?
The Malicins are the snake people.
It's trying to drop snake people on us.
I see.
Dive bombing snake people.
Right. So I have a thought. I think we do sort of a wide circle starting away, and then loop around and come back. So the Night Mother coming after us is going to be moving its body mass away from the portal. So then the portal is clear and we're able to get through it.
Plus, we could build up some speed.
We can build up some speed.
Which later I'll tell you, but
Big wide circle.
Max speed for this ship at not now because there's not enough room, but it's actually 900. But currently, its max speed in the plateau is 200
900 what?
feet. I actually did the
Per
math. It basically
mile.
it can go 100. It can go. Sorry, when
900 feet for 4.
when it's out, no 900. Yeah, when it's out in the wild, it can basically go 100 miles an hour.
Okay.
But it cannot go that fast here. So currently, it can only go 200 speed, 200 feet per.
200 feet per round.
Chords.
Okay, got it.
What were you thinking? What?
I hate you all.
What?
No, it's not. Yours Mark's just like 900, and you're like,
900? What?
What?
No, 900 miles per hour. I got a joke, and then we go right back to it. Ready? I was out the other day driving, and I got pulled over for speeding, and the cop came up to my window, and he said, you know the speed limit's only 60 miles an hour? And I said, yeah, I know, but I'm not going to be out that long.
Oh,
I was gonna wait for the all hands.
I
I was
get
gonna do that one if I ever get a chance to speak at the all hands.
this is why you'll never get a chance to speak during our Friday meetings.
I don't know if a joke like that would preclude him from doing it. We've heard those jokes. I think he's fine.
It's a base hit.
So snakes on a plane, you say?
I was saying that earlier. You
Snakes
heard
on a plane, in a plane.
All right.
Snakes in a plane, on a plane?
Snakes in a plane, in a plane.
It's the
But
sequel.
we haven't seen many plane snakes.
All right. Who goes first? Is it gonna be you, Pilot Idol?
think
I guess.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
cool. So you're maneuvering. So
Am
this
I
is gonna be your skill to
Setting our
maneuver.
course.
Am I still at advantage? I don't understand what I'm rolling.
You're rolling for what you tell me. This is like, again, like you tell me what skill you want to roll, but then story problem, like why you're actually doing that. I'd be like, I'm throwing shit over the side.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
shooting at its head.
I'm
right?
gonna
Like,
I'm gonna say that it's that it's int because
Sure,
it's
like piloting?
I'm making the calculation as to the course that we're taking in a way
Yeah.
that's gonna let us build up the most speed. I
sounds
guess.
good to me. So roll it.
That's right, Miraz.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling. Woo-hoo.
Hold on.
It's not very good.
Well,
It's not very good.
does it beat a 13?
No.
Does it really not?
No.
Okay, so what ends up happening then? Oh, and also, is it an odd or even roll for you?
Oh, it isn't even roll. It's if I'm just adding int, it's a 6.
Okay, 6. So actually, it does beat you, which means Night Mother closes the distance.
Yeah.
25 feet. Oh my
Woo.
god! I set myself up for some brutal fucking. Yeah, 25. I'm gonna be doing some rounding. She closes 25 feet. Not much, but she's gaining on you in the process. But
Right.
more
It was
importantly,
times 10, right?
no, it's just. Oh, so if you lose, it's just D100 is what closes the distance.
Okay.
D100. Oh, per 100 feet of normal movement. So actually, you're going 200 feet a second. So an additional 64. I can even do that one. That is 4. Or did I say 4? So I'm just going to be doing some brutal rounding on the ones. 400 feet between you and the Night Mother.
Okay.
And then. Oh. Well.
You made the chart.
Oh no, I
By
did.
the chart,
I did.
By the chart.
From down below, you see that some bolt casters have been actually pulled out. That the serpent people actually have.
On their ship?
No, down below, ground fire. Right, but they're firing indiscriminately. And for the record, yes, they absolutely can hit their. That is a thing that can happen. Is they can hit friendly fires too. But that didn't happen this time. A bolt whistles through the air and misses your ship, but it does strike something. And you look over and you see a mook. And he is like,
No.
and he looks, he says, at least I saw a ship that flies.
Oh look, no.
And then
dead
he
weight.
falls.
Oh
Push him
shit.
off.
No. Don't you dare.
We're dropping everything. The crew is.
Oh what?
He's dead. He falls.
Shit.
Off the ship?
Yeah.
Oh, look. Feather fall.
Yeah. The other
Why?
thing that happened is he
So,
used to take
listen.
a searing bolt through the abdomen.
Yeah. Oh no, I know he's dead. I just
Oh
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
don't want to splatter him. I just
That's
want him to
sweet.
land kind of gently.
So the snakes
That-
can eat him.
Exactly.
Okay, so now it's time for a chat crew thing?
So
Is that what we're doing?
yes.
So I'm as quartermaster. I'm
Yes.
organizing these crew. So we got Bruce and we have Weaver throwing stuff out of the back to lighten the load. So if we can increase speed doing that, that's one.
Totally works for me.
I saw Crare is trying to use lightning to try to shock to speed up the power. So another speed, like
Like-
Oh, like charge the battery.
Charge the battery.
Ooh, I like that
Nice.
one.
Yeah.
I'm
Where's
gonna,
Crayer's roll?
yeah.
Because
Crayer-
if that's a crit failure, we're fucked.
Well, then he doesn't charge it as much.
Or he makes it explode.
+3
Don't do it.
on that one.
And then we have a couple. I forget the other three who fire or aimed and accurately fired a ballista.
The spear caster.
Yeah,
Nice.
All right.
what I'm calling a ballista. So imagine Varys right now commanding everybody.
I'm going
go,
very,
go.
I am going very quickly, I swear.
It's
I
okay.
swear, I'm very, very quickly. That was cool. Chat crew, you struck the wyvern next to you with
Nice.
the bolt caster.
That was the one I wanted you to aim for.
Yeah, sweet, right? So, with that in mind...
So bolt crew.
Cool, and that was,
Reload.
what did I say? That was 3d12 plus 2d6. See, that's not so bad. This is what I was really hoping for right here. 26. So the reality is, Cody behind the scenes is, this is all for this battle.
Sure.
I understand, like, later we can figure out if that's really what you want to do with stuff.
I'll roll with punches.
Alright. Boom. You strike the wyvern, and it actually like, does a significant amount of damage to it, and it pushes it off away, but it is still actually close enough for striking distance. Still, awesome job. And thanks to the throwing stuff off to the side and supercharging the battery, you have put 95 more feet between you and the Night Mother.
Cool.
So, now we are going... Yeah, absolutely, thank you. That's why I say on behalf of the party. Now we're going to roll initiative, however, because these things are going to start to go in an order and actually start to potentially have attacks on you all. So, and actually, we can just do party. This is ship roll. Whoever wants to do it, I think. I know it's weird.
What do we add to it?
What's your best? What's your
I
best
mean,
captain?
Dexterity.
I rolled a 12. With my initiative, it's a 16.
All right, 16. Ship goes on a 16. Good lord. I swear, it's not like I have that much stuff. So your ship is going to go into 16. Ship. And the whole party can go however they want to. It's like
And
party.
that's not our navigation roll. That's our
This is
different
initiative.
from our speed.
Yes, this is
thing.
going to be initiative because now basically what's going to happen is if things attack the ship and whatnot, other enemies are going to move independently of each other. That
Right.
was like the first turn, kind of get used to the thing. So for instance, Mother's going to go on a 13, and Wyvern's going to go on and Yeth is going to go on 13, of course. All right, so first round. Night Mother is not within range to do anything, so boosh. Ship. Because it's you, that's when we'll go ahead and roll the opposed checks, and then we'll just
Okay.
keep going through things. So let's go ahead and do it. Now, actually, but so you win, so now it's going to be somebody else.
Okay.
Is the enemy ship within striking range? How close
It's
is
147 feet away,
And we move how many feet in a round?
200.
Oh, perfect.
Ooh.
Can I, if anyone, unless anyone's opposed? All right, so I
Dieter
want to,
jumps.
seeing quickly how these wings are arranged, I want to grab one of the sails at like the ropes that connect them and yank it back the way we might in a storm. Because I want to make the ship bank as quickly as possible.
Oh,
I want
sweet.
to drive it into the. I want to broadside.
Ramming,
I wanna
ramming
broadside.
speed.
Yeah.
All right, I'm down.
All right, so
So you just roll your best roll, and then
Yeah.
I'm going to oppose it.
So I want to
This
call
is
that.
going to be against the Yeth.
I want to call that strength plus water vehicles.
Okay, yeah. Sounds good to me. Your best roll.
Oh shit! It's
Okay,
a 10.
Not
Okay,
bad
so
as
you
mine.
get it, and you're going to
Okay.
score double damage because
Nice.
I did a 1, so you get
Yes.
that pure
Oh, nice.
broadside.
They're completely caught off guard.
You're completely
Yes.
caught off guard. They did not
Nice.
expect you to do that at all, Dietrich. Like, there's like, you actually see. Well, snakes don't really have wider eyes, do they? I don't
They
think.
go this way.
I don't think. It's like,
The eyes meet in
did
one
not,
eye.
did not see that coming, is what they're all thinking to themselves.
So as I see that we've caught them completely off guard, I run to the front of the ship and yell, "Fervendia!" as it strikes.
Kaboom! All right, ramming speed. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. How about just is say 5d10 and we'll double it because it's a crit.
Do you need more d10s?
Very well may. Very well may. You see, yeah. Well, the abomination for sure is like.
That's 26.
All right, 26, and then you doubled it.
So 52.
Okay, 52.
Right.
Yeah, I would.
Turn to
Sure.
math and say.
Sure, whatever. It's different type. So you broadside it, you ram it, you broadside it, kaboom, and then you shear off from the two vessels.
What are these vessels made of?
They're made out of iron. Kaboom.
They are.
Oh, they are. They are. And that is important.
Uh-oh.
We're all on the same page.
They are made out of iron. All right, now, because we're going to do it, so you did the check. Night Mother failed, so you're going to put even more distance between you. You're going 200, so that is 17 times 34 more. So, all right.
And do we do the events even when we succeed or only when we fail? It was an even number.
Even number. Okay, so we're going to roll on that in a minute. Can't be dying, which is fortunate. So, all right, give me 1 second.
Sure.
This is, I've inflicted a lot of bookkeeping on myself, but I can do all this. Okay, so the river, also 19 is a odd, so it's going to be on that one. All right, that's good. It's basically right on your tail, and last but not least, that doesn't work. And it's even stupid. Okay, so that's going to do this. 55 times 2 is 110. So actually, is 220. Alright, cool. Don't want to bog this down. I might have to refine this. Remember, no play testing here. This is just first time through. Here we go. So, this is what happens. You actually put more distance between you and the Night Mother. You ram that ship. As you do so, however, because there were creatures on it, you're shearing along. A couple actually, Malisons, actually leap onto your ship. Scimitars drawn. The Weaver actually is literally close to you. It banks in and it tries to rake your sails. It's cocked. It strikes. So, a bunch of stuff happens. First off, who is keeping track of? You have 300 hull points. Actually, let me. Doesn't have to be you, Idle. I just know you're always doing the bookkeeping stuff.
You got it. Okay.
So, FYI, this is you have your hull is 300 hit points, and your sails have 100 hit points.
Total or each?
Each. So, main mast, the Wyvern strikes at it. It rakes with its claws. So, Matt, if you're doing this, oh my god. 6 points of sail damage. It banks by. It strikes your sails, and it keeps cruising by. The Night Mother's coils actually appear out of reality because she's slithering in and out of this pocket space, actually, and does more damage to your hull. 10 more points of damage.
To the hull?
Yeah. So, 290 is what you should be at now.
Yep.
I'm not doing any damage when you do the ramming speed because that's what they're built to do. Which basically it's just a coil just appears where there wasn't one before. You like bank hard, but boom, screech across the ship. Now, these guys are going to go on a 13. We're going to go on a 12. So, on the deck. There we go. That was that round. Congratulations. 2 rounds down. The coils are shifting. You do think that you're making progress towards opening up the gate. Who wants to be...
I think Frank should go next.
So, so even though heat metals examples are like a sword or armor, how do you feel about me maybe using a higher level spell slot and heating up their whole fucking ship?
I say go for it. Yeah. I say
Cool.
go for it.
Then their ship gets too hot.
Too hot! So now, it is 267 feet away.
Oh, fuck.
I just want to say, so to be clear, Night Mother,
We
530.
just rammed it, didn't we?
Well, yeah, that is actually an interesting fact.
Yeah, I was closing
But-
with it to ram it.
All right, let's do this then. We'll go times 52. 52. Sure, because they just jumped on. 52.
Right.
52.
So they've gotten 52 feet away from us since we passed.
Perfect, because the range of this is 60.
Boom!
Oh my gosh.
All right, so I'm not going to draw another potato, but if I were to, it would be like right around there.
Where the wyvern is?
Yeah, or actually over here on the side. Yes, like this.
Well, if it's 50 feet, it's like here.
Yeah, so imagine that, right? You're basically in broadside range now. Also, chat crew, you can fire another ballista at the wyvern or at the other ship.
I'm in charge of that. It's wyvern.
Wyvern.
I'm quartermaster.
So
Shoot the wyvern!
people in
Listen to your
contact
captain!
with the hot metal are supposed to take some damage and try to drop the object if they can.
Or in this case, potentially
Jump off of
Yeah,
it.
jump off of
Jump
it, very
up and down.
possibly. I give them a will save or whiz save. But in the meantime, this is going to be an opposed check. You guys go through. Oh yeah, you're going to get this.
What is the check?
Oh, you did heat metal. Well, what was your spell DC? Because basically, you're doing things, but it's an opposed roll to try to put distance between you. But you know what? As an attack, just use your attack proficiency. What is your saving? Just add it. I know it's all over the map.
What?
Where we're going, we don't need.
Let's call it 15 then.
All right, 15. So you actually win. Just to be clear, what's going on is like you can attack the things on the boat, right? Or when it's your turn, you say some skill you want to use to try to put distance between you and the other ship. Something could be singing, could be whatever.
Could be eating up the ship.
Could be eating up the ship, right? Could be. That's what I'm saying. Like when you said that, just you need to have,
Eating the ship.
need to have a way to
It's
actually
too hot
have that
now.
be an opposed roll.
I gotta blow on it.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna say like, yeah. What is your attack proficiency with that?
So if I add my spell attack bonus to a roll I just made,
Yeah. Yes.
then 15.
All right, 15 works because actually that defeats this. So, for those guys that you were targeting, this is the other ship. This is going to be 32 times 2, 64 feet separate you and the vessel. 64 is now 116. Now there's 116 feet between you, and
It's really hot.
it's really hot.
Too hot.
It's getting hot in here. So jump off your ship.
everybody.
So 3 do. 3 do.
Nice.
Yes, 3 do. Not the abomination, notably, but like some of the other like Malicins, are like they flow off, burning in the process. Now also, what?
So okay, I'll fill you in a second. It's an idea
a Chakra idea.
that's pretty funny, but in a second.
All right, in a second. So that happens. You have put distance between you, and the abomination stays on the ship. Is that everything? I had something else, but I forgot. Doesn't matter. All right. What was your roll? Was a 15?
Yeah.
So last but not least, this isn't good when it's the last thing of the night. A flickering tongue. The Night Mother sends waves of psychic pain and terrible visions at the party.
Ooh.
Everybody, please, a Wisdom DC 14 save.
It was 18 that turned into a 5.
Ooh,
Oh no. That's okay.
I got a nat 20.
19.
Okay.
Non-natural 20.
If you make the DC flickering tongue, you take 12. If you don't take, Jesus Christ, why can't I fucking see what I just said? Hold on. Flickering tongue, Night Mother sends waves of psych. Wisdom DC 14. You take 12 points of damage. If you fail the save, if you succeed on the save, you take no damage. It's an all or nothing save.
Oh.
I was like, it's all right there.
Yeah,
and then all of
that's
a sudden
pretty
I
good.
lose it. And then I lose it.
What else do you have on there?
Well, actually, yeah, we'll get to those next. So that happens because the Night Mother basically just appears out of, reality, flickering tongues. Now, I want to hear about this exciting.
Okay, so first of all, the idea was to load Junior into a catapult with the returning axe and launch him at the other ship, and then bring him back with the power of the returning axe. The hope being
How much
that
does
you could
Junior
heat
weigh?
metal Junior as well, so he becomes a burning, fiery.
Boomerang.
I like it, but I don't know how. If Junior could ride an axe, it's very heavy.
The thing is, it's
That's
there's
preposterous.
a chain was another example.
Right.
But they're firing him
out of
the cannon to get him over there, and the returning axe just brings him home.
That's the idea.
Boy, that
How much
seems-
does he weigh?
I think it's ridiculous,
lot.
but I had to share it because it was just.
Sounds amazing.
They're like,
I'll
we
tell
have
you,
an
I'll
idea.
tell you what. That is a bridge too far because God, that opens a weird doorway of like anything
At
goes.
some point, I'm going to jump, and the hand axe of returning is going to send me back to the dungeon where we found it. If that's the way this thing works.
I know. Something that I would, if you connected a rope or something to Junior and dropped him
Like-
onto the ship to make havoc, and then you could pull him back
It
up
was like a
afterwards.
chain or something.
Yeah, like that.
Do the chain,
Totally.
yeah.
I think a returning axe, though. I
Okay.
think that might be.
So the idea is, the way we would do that then is we'd shoot out Junior, and he'd do something, and then there'd be a group who has to pull him back in. Would be the that would be the chats.
I think if you could get above the ship or wherever
Okay.
and drop Junior down, it could definitely.
The Mission Impossible thing.
Yes, it could definitely like make some hay in that regard,
But
and then
without
you
the
could pull it
slowing
back.
down.
But I think there's Junior is like a solid stone,
Right.
very heavy, very hard to shoot out of a catapult.
I mean, drop him first, then featherfall,
Yeah.
pull him back up.
I don't know if I can featherfall a statue.
We're spending a lot of time talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
So-
they do fire the ballista accurately. or
Excellent.
At the wyvern. Wyvern.
Sweet. How much damage? It's
That I've never rolled that damage.
oh,
No.
if you
Featherfall
if you want to be
does
careful or not, it's
specify
3d12 plus 2d6.
3d12.
Yeah.
Is Junior a creature?
Yes, it's an animate object.
Yeah, like a homunculus. would be
36.
Okay.
And then we have a successful throw stuff off from Bruce, but Weaver was tripped or something and didn't get a roll out. And then Crayer successfully didn't blow, or he rolled a 7. Does that hurt the ship or anything, or
No.
shocking it? Cool.
No, it just doesn't get the natural boost that
Cool.
that you were after. Well, that is pretty good. That wyvern is
Hoover.
getting really pounded on by the boltcasters alone, which is great.
Thank you, guys.
So it sweeps up, and I know we're getting late on time, so the wyvern is going to try once again to rake the sails. I'm not going to drop Malisons on you. It actually drops the Malisons into the abyss far below. 9 more points of sail damage added. These creatures are here. Party. Let me know what you want to do about those. They're currently up. So let's see. They're gonna boom, boom. I know. $19 hits with a 24. But I don't believe the 15 will hit. It's going to be a fight. Idle, you take a total of 11 points of damage.
I use my uncanny dodge to have that amount of damage.
Okay. And there's some poison damage involved in that. And then, who's this little
That's
fellow?
me.
That's Ferris.
Oh, sweet, Ferris. I don't think I've ever seen you as not an actual animal shape.
It's one of the first few moments. I've been quartermastering.
All right. Here comes a bite. 15.
Does that hit?
Yeah.
That is my AC exactly.
Okay. So that is going to be 5 plus 8. 13 points of damage, including some poison. And here comes a scimitar. Miss. So that happens. Those are now on the deck. People that are not currently doing something to help the ship cruise around can also now fight those creatures. As long as you go, I don't care what initiative order you go. You can go whatever order you want to. And this is
Is that what we're doing now?
yeah.
I guess.
Yep, those Malisons up. All right, so go ahead and do that, and then whoever's left to do a turn.
I'd like to charge this one and just try to athletics check push him off the ship.
Sweet.
Nope.
All right,
That's a 9.
all right. It definitely moves out of the way, and you plummet to your death.
Featherfall! Oh, wait, no, I used my reaction, didn't I? I did. Sorry.
You
Bye.
just shout featherfall at him.
Anybody else can take a move against these Malisons here?
I'm just
But
gonna
one
move.
of you two has to do the same.
Yeah, but one of you has to do the sailing, and the other one can actually do the fighting.
I've been quartermastering, but I can let chat run it for a little bit. I
Yeah.
think they know the rules
So
now.
you want to do the sailing, you want to do some fighting, or you want to do the fighting, and you want to do the sailing?
I'm not fighting.
I'll do the fighting then.
Sweet. You fight. You figure out how you want to sail this thing.
Fucking idea.
Well, come on, you can do. All right,
I mean,
over here.
just
have to-
anything that gives
anything.
us-
Shine your shield into the eyes, like anything that just seems like
How
something.
close is the mother?
The Night Mother is 530 feet away. Directly behind you, the coils are getting much closer to being removed. Sorry, Varys.
Okay.
I was just like, yeah. So yes, over to you.
All right. I'm wolf packing.
Sweet. All right, boom, boom, boom.
Wolf pack time.
If you actually knock something prone, I'll let you knock it right off the boat. We're going in
Sweet.
abstract story mode here, combat. It doesn't have to be
Throw.
like all, yeah. It doesn't have to be all hit point
Any
stuff.
ideas?
If you can think of anything sweet
Cool.
to do.
So it's a move for me to do that. Like
Okay,
that will
move,
come
but
up.
you can still attack. You're right there.
Oh, sweet. All right. It's does a 10 hit.
It does not.
Okay.
Like,
Then none of the wolves hit. All of us miss.
None of the wolves hit. That I'm actually, I gotta admit, I'm kind of surprised. by
Well,
that.
I rolled a 5 for every single one, so that was actually quite surprising.
All right. Idle, have you attacked yet?
No, I kind of thought I was sailing. Am I?
no,
What
not
am I?
sailing.
Oh,
You have because you went. You gotta have everybody do a sail move before
Okay.
you can do a second sail move.
Okay. Then I will attack this one with my rapier. I think.
All right.
I get sneak attack damage on
Yes.
that. Yeah, that's okay. So that's a 15.
Yep, that hits the mouse. It's 12. They have very
Yay.
low armor class. And Matt, you're thinking about
Hooray.
your.
I'm thinking.
Ugh.
You can inspire.
1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 10, 14 damage in
Right.
total.
14 damage in total. Boop, boop, boop. Perfect.
Do I get a
You
at
absolutely do.
this? Okay.
Yes. It's
Um,
in tandem with statue.
wait for your. What are we doing?
So what's going on is this is a combat. Only one person in the party is doing the sailing, and that person
Each round.
Yeah, each round.
Okay.
Once you go, you cannot go again until everybody else in the party has gone.
And by sailing, we just mean anything that helps the ships get further away from
Right.
it.
Any problem, any
Right.
creative problem solving, anything you want to do, anything that you think that you could spin a good narrative into what it is. Then meanwhile, the other 4 people in the party get to deal with what's going on
Okay.
the ship. And if you win that roll, then actually you put more distance between you and the pursuers. And if it's even, then an event happens to you. If it's odd, an event happens to the enemies. And that's really it.
All right.
So then I'm just gonna run past Diedrich's failed shove and
I
go.
just fell down.
Let me show you how to shove.
And
Watch
also,
and learn.
definitely
Dragon
go for
face.
narrative knockouts.
Yeah.
We don't need to be like 5 hit points. 3
Yeah,
hit
so I'm
points.
just gonna
Go for
try and-
narrative knockouts.
Big flying kick him off the edge of the
As you've
boat
done,
with 17.
17 hits.
All right.
Okay, so strength
Mm-hmm.
at advantage because it's so darn cool.
20.
Okay, that is better than my strength by several. Which one? This one?
Yep.
Ah! You knock him off the side in a swashbuckling fashion.
I loosened him for you.
Right?
Me too.
All right. Since
Us
I'm a
three.
paladin, and I've
Captain,
done
our
this-
captain.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this was Dedrick's idea. He whispered it to me, or basically screamed it over the fight.
Yes.
If you have a god, now is the time to pray to it.
Sweet.
I don't
I know.
actually get the whole god thing, but I'm like, well,
He's trying to make it
whatever.
reveal
I've got
at the end
nothing. I
of
got
this.
a fucking evil sword in my backpack. I'm
Yes!
surrounded by giant phallic worms of doom.
Sword in your backpack.
So I'm just gonna pray to what is it, Phala? And
Yes.
be like,
Once upon a time, your deity.
yeah, yeah, at some point,
Right.
be like, we need some help.
We need some help.
Just have a little heart to heart.
All right, and divine intervention takes place, I'm sure.
I don't know.
What are you adding?
What am I adding? Oh, I guess my charisma. 18.
Yeah, absolutely. How much?
Wait,
18.
what?
All right. Yeah.
That's your
What's your
save.
save?
Oh,
What's that one?
15.
15 still
pretty good.
beats my 14.
Yes.
So you implore the deity that once was, and she seems to hear you in the penumbra, and she divinely blesses you. So push the Night Mother away even more, put it out to the 700 realm easily because
Thank you,
it's
Dedrick.
time.
See?
Yes.
That's how gods work.
That's
you
how
ask them for a
gods
thing,
work.
and you immediately get it.
That is the 5th round. One more round just to, and you're in the clear. And you can go one more. So one more person gets to pilot, and then everybody else. If anybody hasn't acted this round, let me know on the combat.
I just
You
went.
booted. You
I was
wolfed.
dogging.
You're sailing. You shot, and you
Stabbed.
Attempt to push.
attempted to push. All right, we are at the top of the order, and this is
You are
the
pilot.
6th and final.
I have pause, man.
You are pilot.
You're a
And by
pilot. Figure
pilot,
out-
you have to figure out.
But this is
Why?
what's
What
fun.
you're
Think
doing
about
to help.
Varys. Like, honestly, think about Varys. Like, of all the... This is what I was shooting for what it's worth, was... Think about your character, like, all the things you've done. like to get you to this point. How are you going to help push this ship a little faster, a little better? This is it. This is your ship. This is what this whole arc was about, getting this fucking ship. So here we, right? I was serious, right? So
We have the ship. We're done.
So, like,
Roll credits.
now you just have to survive.
Yeah, it's
weaving
like
and
a Coen
dodging
Brothers
through
film.
this
Just roll
place.
credits now.
I know what
Wait, that's the end?
It's
Yeah,
good for construction.
Varys' turn is just sitting down in the
You're-
galley, having your
this is it.
conversation
This
about
is the
dreaming
final
endless
turn
night.
before the clearance, and then the party can deal with that thing in a moment. So,
Okay.
Varys.
Well, for the first time, Varys willingly removes the beast form to have thumbs. And so chat crew correctly fired ballista as well at the wyvern.
Sweet. It
it's
goes
a-
down. It dies.
Sweet. A couple of
Yeah,
them.
chat crew.
A couple of them, unfortunately.
And actually splatters across the side of the
splatters.
dome.
Someone needs to get those bolts back. So
Right. Yeah, that's right. You gotta mark those off. Stickler for the bolts. I love it.
a couple people failed the check with the tongues, and so we have a couple people laying down, just like
And gibbering. That's,
Yeah.
yeah, it is really like the mouth of madness.
Right,
kind
so
of
we
a
don't
thing.
have any speed boosts because of it. A couple of them had to jump on ballista because we ran out of people on that one. So, and then I'm now steering with two Fey Wolves, and we're just like,
I love it. And
Here
I
we
love the
go.
fact that you did it without the beast form.
and
That-
it's
You have inspiration.
okay.
Because Varys actually, at the end of all of this, that evolution, that you actually willingly drop the beast form, you embrace your thumbs. I'm not even joking about
Embrace
this.
my thumbs.
I'm not kidding you. You embrace your thumbs.
And I turn into a baboon, beating the system.
This is the weirdest body dysmorphia. I identify as someone without
for the
thumbs.
good of the party. So it is an 18. Night Mother rolled an 18.
Okay, so I have to roll again, and then that improved it. So that's I guess plussing. I'm gonna say I'm very wise about this, so that would be a 23.
So you did. You're actually like, I declare a thumb war. You outmaneuver the Night Mother. The coils unfold away from the gate. You hear Navigator say, "Let's hit it, pilot." Back to you, command, for the final push through. This creature, you know what? I'm gonna say, it's late.
Well, if we pass through the portal.
It'll die.
Yeah,
Actually, that's a
it's
really, it
vaporized,
really will.
yeah.
In fact, let's leave it there because this is what happened. You do punch it.
Punch it.
After the maneuvering through all the different ways, firing the ballistas, actually like take
Very
the
laser
wyvern out of the
ballistas.
air. Well, actually, the one that was the shard cannon, which was like. So it actually shoots little razor sharp shards of crystal. The air actually ripples as these things. But it is all magic. Tear everything apart. The other Yeth vessel actually finally is like on fire and it crashes. But you gotta hear my big reveal here. So it crashes in the side of the pyramid as well. You punch through the portal, and as you do so, yes, that creature, as soon as it goes through, it actually spaghettifies in a way and just like gets pulled back towards the portal, and then it just snaps and splatters.
Sweet.
You punch through successfully, and this is what happens. The dungeon master hits the home button and kills what he was about to read. And then he very calmly, nobody's looking at me, very calmly just holding up a page.
Don't worry, Mark. We'll edit this out.
This is dead air!
Of the linear flow of time.
Dead air! Like, oh, where's the Syrian time warps when I need it? All right, are you ready? Victory! You maneuvered the Night Mother to get her out of her coil out of the way in the 6 rounds. Then you fly through the gate. You hurtle through the circular portal, the ship's masts, neatly clearing the opening. Behind you, the night serpent screams its rage with an all too human sound, but it does not thankfully follow you through. The island of Vandia, once so foreboding, sprawls before you like an open book. You can clearly see the various settlements along its shore and spy many hidden enclaves of its various denizens. Somehow, after surviving the penumbra, it all seems a little quaint. Suddenly, your ship angles sharply upwards and gains speed. You are traveling faster now than you have ever thought possible. Navigator speaks urgently to you all, as if finally able to articulate a matter it had thought long and hard upon. Pilot Idle, crew, I need to show you something. When connected with the spindle node, I was given much information about the event in which the Syrian super kingdoms vanished from this world. Too much, in truth, that I needed time to process it all. The Syrians were masters of planar travel, and indeed thought of themselves as explorers more than conquerors. And yet their explorations into other realms brought them into great conflicts with other races and empires, which called those realities their home. I believe one such was responsible for the destruction of the bastion of Toth-Iri, which is Corpse Murk, which is why I went there in the first place. I was trying to figure that out. As Navigator speaks, your ship rises steadily higher to the upper reaches of the sky. But the Syrians created too many portals. They tunneled through their reality, through the weave without care. Perhaps they did not know. In the end, it cost them everything. At last, your ship pierces the delicate membrane of air that clings to your world and keeps all life below safe from what lies below.
Void protocol?
We're doing it.
Void protocol?
Void protocol automatically comes up. I was actually worried that you would call Void protocol down here for some reason. I was like, oh god, how do I rationalize an additional Void protocol?
We'll
for
wait
this?
a couple hours, and then we...
But it does, because Navigator is taking you up here. Pierces the delicate membrane of air. For a moment, your eyes have a hard time comprehending the expanse of inky, unbroken night all around you. The prophecy of the 9 chords. Whoever strikes them all can remake the world as they desire. That is said, is it not? But in truth, the prophecy is based on a faulty translation of the original Syrian.
Oh, of course. Everything makes sense now.
Ete Sirdath. You hear it at this museum look perk up. But he does not.
Oh, jeez.
But somewhere...
Maybe he does, but it's just a death twitch
no.
as the last of the gas leaves
As the
his dead body.
snakes are devouring
And the
him.
snake, it's actually, you think he's perking up, but it's a snake coming out of his mouth.
Oh.
Oh, Luke, I'm so sorry, buddy. I feel really bad.
Somebody's always got to die at the series finale. The prophecy, so as I said, is it not? But in truth, the prophecy is based on a faulty translation. Ete Sirdath does not mean to remake. It means to reconnect, to make whole again. The 9 chords are not a prophecy, they are a recovery protocol. And now your ship's acceleration takes on a distinct sound, that of the clarion sound of the chorus of trumpets. You sail through an ethereal void of incalculable size, the edges of which, if such exist, are beyond your perception and perhaps comprehension. It is not empty, however. It is filled with massive, jagged shards, the puzzle pieces of your world, spinning through the vast open space in a perfect dance of ordered chaos. Some shards are nearby, while others seem impossibly far away. Their sizes vary, as do their topographies and environments. Here a desert, there a towering wall of snow-packed mountains, and just a bit further, a densely packed city beckons from far below. You see the Vild itself stretching out beneath you, the old roots, the end of the still people trailing off into oblivion, the razor wall as last barrier to nowhere. It all seems so small now you could reach out and cup it in your hand. As if reading your thoughts, the Navigator interjects one more time. There is nothing more for you there, although you may certainly return someday. For now, the next step in our journey lies ahead and above. One other thing, Pilot Idol. I learned my name.
Oh, great.
You can still call me Navigator if you like. That is your name for me, and I would hold on to it. But I do have another. I was named after my creator. You can call me the Navigator, Brial.
Well, I mean, I'll call you what you want to be called.
I like Navigator.
Yeah, okay. We can stick with that. Actually, that reminds me of something, well, I mean, in a really oblique way, it reminds me of something that I kind of wanted to talk to you and Frank about. Is that, I mean, like, obviously I'm really interested in Syrian history and artifacts, but I mean, my expertise isn't really with using them.
Right?
Or understanding them on beyond a surface level.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if you've noticed that or
forging and
not,
selling,
but
really.
yeah. So I was kind of thinking that if it's something that you wanted and if something that Frank wanted, that maybe you should hang out with him. I think he's a bit better suited to this kind of thing now.
I will have to think about that. I've grown quite fond of you, Idol. Although I also like Frank. But we've been through a lot together.
We have.
You were the person that first stole me. And my wife.
Yes, I did. That's true.
Such larceny has expanded to such great adventure. So yeah, I don't, Navigator will think about it, and definitely probably everybody way in. But
Ooh. Thank you, Mark.
oh yeah. Oh, thank you. So can I just say a couple of things about those moments quickly and chat if you're still willing to stick around briefly. I know this is getting a little late. I know it is. So I'll go quick and whatever people have to leave. I totally understand. But a couple of pivotal moments that were actually where the players drove the story and fundamentally changed the campaign. Thing one, and most important, was Idol stealing the thing from the Rune Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Quite seriously, that collaboration that we had, and you're like, I steal something and I'm going to be on the run. That was the cornerstone of what became this entire campaign. That was the moment where I kind of like, okay, you know what? Old notes out, new notes in.
Oh
That
my
makes
God.
so much fucking sense. One of the moments that you all didn't know about, but it was a great interaction Jaflash had, and we were talking about it, was he's like, the gods don't work for me. And I know that was kind of a little bit of a player thing, like I kept keeping a hard time keeping track of the 9 gods, but you kept saying consistently at the table, like, the gods don't really work with me. So behind the scenes, that was actually Jaflash's secret, was he doesn't work for the gods and the gods don't work for him. Basically, like, he has his powers that just actually happen. They just happen. Almost like a paladin warlock, if you will, or a paladin sorcerer. It's not like he prays to gods, even though, like, he literally is like, And out of that was tying back to Navigator being construct of Brial, and the idea that in the original campaign, the 9 Chords really were a prophecy. They really were like 9 tasks of Hercules thing. That's how you do the world. And it changed. It's like, no, you know what? In order to fit in with our shared world, they're actually a recovery protocol. And the gods are actually like these artificers that have created these core engine components, these things. And so there are 8 more things out in the world to be done. The first one was to rescue the Navigator Brial, which is Brial's cord, and to actually get an airship and have it fly away and pierce the membrane of the shard of the world. First cord struck. So 8 down, recovery protocol. But that was a really, really huge moment too. You being from Vandia, actually, years ago, actually that was put in that, Vandia, there's a Syrian artifact in the middle of it all. And then when you were from there, it's like, that's where they have to go because that's your homeland and it is sinking. Mm-hmm. Now, I'll say, like, I am bummed that I never was able to get a good secret for the 2 of you. No, I mean, because these secrets were actually, with the exception of Idol, which was the Feywild.
Yeah, I think mine never really.
It did when you Misty stepped to it. You know what that was? That was the distortion over the Feywild that you always experienced when you Misty stepped, and only actually saw when you went to the Siren complex in Brasira.
Yeah.
Was the disassociation between planes, because the Vild is not actually totally in. And I to give away the story. It's like there's something funky going on with planes, right? Clearly, the Sirens have a complicated relationship with the planes.
Yeah.
It's complicated. So I kept looking for the moments to, and the best game is like, I think like you breaking through the Beastmaster, which was all you're doing, was awesome. It was kind of like, I kept thinking what could be for an Outlander, but then Varys really kind of came into his own.
Yeah, he was good. Like, I don't think he needed it wouldn't make sense to have a secret kind of thing. Like,
you were an open book, but also you went from kind of being Jaflash's sidekick to like being your own.
We'll let the sword take that role now.
Yeah. that was also a great. I really respect, Matt, that you always took hard character decisions and owned them.
Yeah.
Throwing away your fucking sword was incredible.
I rolled poorly.
But then opened up the door for Nemesis. Then opened up the door for Nemesis, which was so fucking like I was so. And then so Frank, also the things that you did with the Syrian relics and the way that you deconstructed that stuff was super super cool. And I kept waiting for the secret, but I think really the secret is
I feel like there's a slower burning secret about the vibrations of this world that is hiding in here somewhere.
Yeah, Frank is in tune with something that we're all just starting to figure out. It's so cool. I love playing with you in this campaign because you always break down cool combat ideas. Like, you were never satisfied with the normal turn of attacking, and I love that. You always had something neat to do. Yeah.
Very, very true. So, unless anybody else wants any questions, Jared is now going to be the dungeon master.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
going to take 1 week off. So we're off next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, we're going to be back. Same campaign, mostly the same crew. We're going to have some new faces joining the crew. Mark's going to be playing.
The character.
It's going to be good.
Glad to be part of the table for reals.
And we'll see where the ship goes next.
For sure. Actually, can we briefly, just very
Yeah.
briefly, I know last thing is how we did the shared world and why this setting came about, because it is really cool.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was sort of a confluence of a couple of different things. We knew that we wanted to have the ability to swap out DMs, so it would be useful to have clean breaks in the story. And then as we were talking about what this world could be, we both realized that in previous campaigns, we've both done something similar. I had a campaign that I called Deep Sky for a while that actually Tracy played in, which was all about these floating islands that were all independent worlds.
Yeah.
You had something similar that you had done. And,
Yeah.
And when we started talking about that, it just felt like this perfect fit of sort of an isolated shard of
Yeah.
the world that was made of something bigger that's been broken.
Yeah, basically it's a broken world, but each of those pieces can be their own episodes, their own arcs, and
Yeah.
then like we take it through to a conclusion and then move on to the next.
It's very much in like the Star Trek vein. I
Yeah.
think in the way we're imagining of like, this is the M-class planet that this adventure is centered around.
Fully.
And then we'll have a new one.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're hoping to have more DMs after I do it.
Oh,
Maybe
shit.
maybe we can talk.
Yeah, maybe.
That is, to be clear, and you could lean on him, he is
No.
supposed to be the third DM in this little triumvirate.
Yeah.
JBJ is asking if DePlatter, our
Oh, yeah.
creative director, plays D&D. He does. I've played with him, and he's a murder hobo. Tried
course.
to kill the first quest giver I gave him. So
We got another question, which is what's going to happen to Diedrich and who's Mark going to play? If you guys want to reveal
yeah.
secrets.
Diedrich's going to basically become an NPC character.
On the ship,
On the ship.
right?
Diedrich is really attached to the ship. So as the party goes forth and adventures on whatever shard we land on, Diedrich will stay with the ship. I'm thinking actually, not to tip the hand a little bit, I'm thinking of doing something a little bit different with Chat Crew. That Chat Crew will often stay on the ship, and we'll have a parallel
Oh, that's cool.
problem to solve on the ship that is related to sort of the B plot of the episode will be what Chat Crew is dealing with back on the ship with Diedrich.
That's cool.
Nice.
That's could be
One
really
group
fun.
is where it's like we're fighting the Dark Lord, and then the other group lost the cat and they can't find it somewhere on the ship.
Very
It's the
Star Trek.
Tribbles! It's Tribbles!
And how it ends is the Dark Lord is the cat.
Yeah.
That would be a hell of a twist.
I mean, that's pretty much
That's how
Captain
it always
Marvel.
works.
No spoilers.
Yeah, it's weird. I do, by the way, mirrors. I'll show you.
Right?
I'll show
That
you
would be a
my
spoiler.
character in the next stream mirrors, or the next time we play.
Yeah.
Because actually, I do have my character rolled up, but it'll be a secret reveal. But
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Speaking of which, we're
Yeah,
gonna do a
save
stream.
that reveal.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna do a. I think. Well, actually, we should talk, Jared. But I was thinking like maybe still doing a stream next week potentially, just to keep momentum. But I know you're not going to be DMing. That's totally cool.
I will not be here. I will be at home making
Yeah, yeah.
notes for this game.
Yeah.
But so maybe we figured if there's maybe something we could do for those that want to, like, but just something to keep like. I was actually thinking maybe it's just a chat crew thing. Maybe we just have some fun and just have chat crew adventures or something. Or,
Yeah, we should discuss this. Paul.
I forgot what normal Tuesday nights were like. Really.
I know, so you should take that Tuesday off. Have fun.
Just to see what they're
Please.
Tacos.
Yeah,
I remember something
in the
about
real
tacos.
world. Yeah, on Tuesdays.
Thank you, by the way. I just read all this. Thank you very
Tutu.
much. That was a lot of fun to DM for the party
Tutu
and
Tuesdays.
for all of you.
Tattoo Tuesdays.
Tattoo.
Tuesdays. This sounds like Taco Tuesdays. You get
Yeah.
2 tattoos for the price of 1.
And you eat
I
them.
wish.
That would be pretty neat.
That would be an amazing savings.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
All right, that's
Yeah.
it.
That is it. Thank you, everybody. Hope
Thank
to
you
see
so much
guys.
for hanging
Thank you
out.
guys.
Yeah.
See you in 2 weeks.
Or next week.
Yeah, or next
week.
week.
And again in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And if you want to join the crew, we're going to have more information about that. It's never too late.
Yep.
Discord.
Discord.
Bye, guys.
You are a phenomenal DM.